Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yogi, Gypsy, Dave, another outstanding live yesterday, gotta say. Some great content there covered. Enjoyed the content, very much so. I tried to come on, but there was something wrong with my microphone, I think, so I just dropped back off. I couldn't. So, yeah, let's see who else, if we can get anybody coming in. Mr. Beautiful Blues, good morning, matey. Good to see you. Hi, Stare. Good to see you, brother. Yes. The good people coming in. That's what I like to see. All the YouTube good ones. Hey, Rich. How you doing, love? Are you good? Hope you're well. Yes, man. John and Kendra, good morning. Hope you're well. Yeah. Rich, you mackin'. Yeah. Yes, what another typical bank holiday. Pissing down with rain, but I am. I'm good, Rich. I'm good, girl. I'm good, yeah. It's absolutely pissing down with rain where I am. I don't know what it's like where you are, but friggin' hell. Easter. People going away this weekend. I feel sorry for them. Big Black Danny really likes you, Rich. I think you'd be a bit hard on him. Ooh. Who's Big Black Danny? Morning. Yogi, got some another good live content I've seen of yours. The clip there was excellent, gotta say. I think it's raining, might be raining every fucking way, you know. It's a fucking mess of a day. I'm gonna put this out early because sometimes when I go through here, it just don't fucking work, you know. So I get it out early. Yeah, I mean, some great stuff going on, really. I love Dave. I love the clip from Dave. It's brilliant. You know what I mean? It's surprising how much truth comes out, isn't it, when you just people talk about these people and things we already knew, I think, but just having it confirmed. You know what I mean? So I've just put what the fuck? Just put my phone decided to come into life now, so just bear with me. Let me just. My phone decided to come into life now. Oh, you there? I don't know what the fuck is going on. There you are. I think that link should be pinned now. Anyway, just put it up there early because everything plays up with me. You know, I got my pad, I got my phone, I got my laptop. What the fuck is going on half the time? But yes, great stuff last night. Really enjoyed Dave's live. Some good content there. I have to say, I don't like speaking about it, but I have to say about Nathan. I thought when he went on last night, there was a lot of what I would call victim chatting. He's coming to be the victim, and we're all villains. I just don't see it, Nathan. Honestly, I don't see it. I honestly don't see what you were saying. I mean, okay, you don't get on with people, but the world is not against you. I'm not against you. I'm sure many others are not against you. I just don't see what you're saying as right. Morning, Adrian. Good to see you. Ratman, morning, mate. Hope you're well. Nelly, good morning. Hope you're well, Nelly. So yeah, Nathan, you're just coming across as a victim all the time, and I just don't believe it. I don't get it, and I don't believe it. I was listening when your band Smiler. You talked about me again, whatever. You talked about Michelle again. You talked about Ron. You talked about Gypsy Dave. You know, I don't know what it is that you think people are against you. And you believe that your opinion is factual and everybody else is bollocks. That's not right, man. You just don't see it. You don't get it, you know. So that's all I got to say about that, Nathan. And I hope you're well this morning, Naomi. So I've got nothing against you, but just think that you're playing the victim too much. We're all narcissists and racists and whatever else you call them. Anyway, that's all I got to say on that. But there you are. So I hope everyone's well, but just disappointed with the weather. I was going to go down the caravan, but it's pointless. It's fucking pointless when it's just pissing. I'm supposed to be going fishing tomorrow, but if it's going to be like this, then I'm not going to go. I'm not going to get a soak in, just to get a couple of trout. Bollocks of that. I'd rather sit in the warm house. Nice. I just put a thing on my page to it says link a channel or talk about channel. There's a Welsh guy, he does murals. He goes by the name of T2 Sugars. Check him out, give him a sub. He's got about 9,000 something subs on YouTube. But check his artwork out. Check the stuff out in Abertillery that he did a mural for Remembrance Sunday. Check out a lot of places he's been. He's fantastic artist, and his murals are again absolutely brilliant. So go check him out and give him a sub. I know he's got about 9,500 subs, but he really is a fucking marvelous artist. You know, when you're painting walls like that, paintings as big as that, and on some of the surfaces that he's painting on, well, the end results are fantastic. Nathan,
when did I call anybody racist?
Not last night, but you have before. You called us racist, narcissists, and all other sorts of shit. No,
you said last night. I don't recall calling anybody racist, and you said that I was.
No, not last.
I said last night.
I said you have called everyone. You have. I didn't say it was last night.
Tyrone, let me also get this clear. All right, you come into my chat, and you were allowed to have your say with Sign of That Sign Mermaids, because Sign of That Sign started.
Who's this?
I allowed you to reply, Tyrone. And then when I come into your chat yesterday, I only went to submit to Robert, and I've sent it and I put it on my community page so you can fucking see it as well. And even Sign of That Sign even tagged you in it. Banter ran started, and you told me to behave. So does that mean then that when you come into my chat, Tyrone, people can jump all over you and I can keep timing you out or tell you to wind your neck into?
I've been in your chat many times, and I've been slated off by a few people in your chat. You've never said nothing about it, but you just laughed about it, you know? So
well, that's the same thing what you go and do when you're on here, though, isn't it, right, Tyrone?
But if it's the same thing, there's no good moaning about it.
Well, you do that on air, Tyrone, so that makes you.
First thing I seen when I looked at the chat, yes, the first thing I seen is you having a go at Sparky. But when on before that, I hadn't seen it.
You're a hypocrite, Tyrone. Tyrone, it's not my fault. I'm just going to go and say this because I'm not going to be on. I'm not going to stay. I'm not staying for long. Look, you and your little group are your little group. What I was saying last night, what I was saying last night was not for approval, was not for agreement. It was me saying what I see. Simple, Tyrone. You don't have to agree with it. You don't need to. But it's absolutely and utterly a fact that you are biased, Tyrone.
I don't believe I am biased. I think I'm fair. I think I'm fair.
Hey?
I think I'm fair. I give everybody a chance to speak.
Tyrone, you let certain people get away with saying whatever they want on this fucking channel.
So do you.
No, I don't.
Yes,
no, I do not.
Yes,
no, I do not, Tyrone. No, I do. What are you talking about in the fucking chat, Tyrone? You're talking about the chat. You go and give me the proof of that, Nate, Tyrone. Because as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, look, like I said, it weren't for approval. All right, you guys, half of you lot, all right, 1 minute you fucking don't like her, and the next minute you do. Hey, 1 minute one minute you're against Smiler, next minute you're not. You know, I don't really understand you lot.
Because the thing is, we've had differences, and it's sort of made up and passed. It's gone.
Tyrone, You seem to hold a grudge with me. I think it's just to go and please certain people within your group.
I don't know the grudge.
Yeah. Oh, yes, you do, Tyrone.
Against you.
I've spoken to you about things before, and all you've done all right is be patronising towards me, which is fine, Tyrone. You do that, but don't expect any respect on the other end. That's the problem, Tyrone.
Hello.
Why are you putting up with this little man-child, Ty?
Oh, here he is, little man-child, eh? So the cunt who starts yesterday in a fucking chat after me saying something to Robert.
Woo, cry, you little baby.
You're a crying little baby yourself. You tried
Every
to go
fucking life you do, there's someone in your fucking title.
And
You're always
done
whinging about something.
You tried to create some drama, hey, Babs.
Grow up.
You grow up. You grow up. You tried to create some fucking
little
drama
baby
to go on your fucking channel and have a fucking good cry, didn't you, eh,
Yeah,
Babs?
I will do when I feel like it, mate. You cry every day about someone, didn't you?
Do I? Oh no, it's called a fucking opinion, eh, Bads? If you cunts don't like
so
it,
it's opinion when you're crying, yeah? It's opinion.
You guys don't like
it's
it.
Opinion when you're crying, is it?
No,
it's opinion.
It's an opinion. You guys have your fucking opinions all day long. But you seem to
listen, you're so offended by what offended. You're so offended by what Vega said, but yet you still cry after him, don't you? Why haven't you blocked him? Why haven't you blocked him? Why haven't you blocked Vega? Whoa.
Nathan, you do like the drama. You do like the Nathan, you do like the drama. Nathan, you do like the drama. That's the thing.
Yeah, remove Ministry's hand from up your arsehole, controlling you. Yeah.
Oh, you're such a little control. Who the fuck do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Telling me I can't go and talk to. You're right, little control freak.
You can talk to anyone you want. You always talk.
Exactly.
You're in the group with the wrong uns, ain't you?
Well, then shut your mouth and look at you. Do you know what? I'm glad I'm not around you anymore, eh, Sparky? I'm glad that was about that one.
Nathan, you love the drama.
Yeah, you mute me up, eh?
You love the drama.
Mute me up for? Why you mute me up for?
I can't get a word.
You're showing your fucking true colours. Go and fuck yourself.
Hang on, we've got no. Hang on, we've got somebody else coming up now. He's gone.
Yeah, man-child. Where's he gone, Ty?
He's gone. He's buggered off.
Listen, he accuses everyone else of what he does every fucking live he does. He's got someone in the title slagging someone off. This latest, right? Vega and the ginger ring, right? If he's that bothered that someone's trying nonsense him off, do what I've done and block them all. That's what I've done because I no longer want to interact with these people. But he'd do a live to bring them back on. He's always interacting with the people he's fucking,
he wants the drama.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying, Ty. He's a fucking idiot, mate. I'm telling you.
Do you know, he's the thing with this business now with Sparky. I've asked him many times to put it up in black and white where Sparky said he's an N. You know? He's never.
I've never called him that, Ty.
No, sorry, not you. Vincent Vega. I mean, that's what it all stemmed from. He said Vincent Vega said he was an N. I said, I've never heard Vincent say it, and I've never seen any evidence. So if you've got a clip, put it up and I'll apologise to you. But he's never.
No, what it was, Ty, Vega come on mine, and he started up all the ginger ring thing. Yeah, so Nate started that off saying, they're saying I'm in a nonce ring, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
now, Ty, you know yourself, yeah? Anyone who's tried noncing me off or gone on my family, I have now blocked, yeah? I don't want nothing to do with them. So if he's that offended, why doesn't he block these people? He wants the drama.
Yo, get that ginger ring back up here, the fuck. Get him back up. He won't let me on his panel. He kicks me off his panel, so get him back up here to have a talk to the ginger.
He won't come up, fella. He won't come up.
Get the ginger cunt. Nathan, get up here, you fucking... He's a way to
Who's that, Ty?
He's a way to scam more women. That's what he's a way to do. Take their money on them.
This CCTV.
CCTV. Never heard of him.
Get him up here. Next time he's up, keep him up. I'll be watching.
Michelle?
I couldn't do it. I couldn't stay away. Where's that fucking little wanking and his fucking bird gone?
Oh, it's not Mish, is it, Ty? Is that Mish?
yeah, so Michelle.
You say that with like with a tone in your voice, Sparky. There, what's going on?
Hello, Mish, my little treacle.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, Ty, my darling. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I was like, right, I'll stay down now, but I can't do it. I've got to go.
Talking about him, just giving him more stuff for his own. That's all he wants is stuff to talk about on his next live. You know.
It's exactly that, Ty. Yeah. You two have been arguing for fucking months now, right? If he's that bothered, why does he come here? Why does he have you on his panel or on his channel? And why does he keep talking about it? Why hasn't he blocked everyone?
He unblocks everybody for him to come back in, so he can block him again because he's got nobody else coming in there. He gets the same faces and he gets no one else, you know.
Yeah.
So
Dave.
he looks for it. Yes, Degan. Degan said, "Great lives, Jippo Dave."
Yeah, morning chat. Sorry, people, morning.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ty, morning, Ty.
We were saying yesterday, Michelle was saying we haven't heard nothing about the TT. So what's happening with the TT?
Oh, well, yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. Passed the MOT, passed. No, you know, it had a couple of advisories, but passed. So I was well amazed, man.
If you want to lend it to Michelle, she can do the alloys in for you.
I'm here. I'm ready.
Wait, no. I had all the alloys fucking redone, painted, Ty, you know.
Yeah.
Just don't lend it to me then, because it won't come back all repainted. Because you know what I did. I curbed my sons, didn't I? It's bad enough when you do your own sparks, but when you curb your child's, fucking hell, I felt like I was going to be hung, drawn, and quartered.
Yep,
I've never been so scared.
Oi, GCTV, that's what he does every time. He calls around and he put a community post up and then he'll have a live later. It was me yesterday.
To the world of Nathan, General. That's what you'll have one about you in general in a minute if you upset him. We've all had one.
That's where I said yesterday that again Rob Random's upset because he hasn't been on the wall yet.
Yeah. What I found amusing was Vega called me the N-word, blah blah blah. Vega, blah, blah, blah. Hang on,
a minute, Tom,
but you'll sit on the panel with all them cunts who nods me off and docks me, Nathan. So you know what you say, I take as a pinch of salt, mate. You love the drama, simple as that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know how many channels he got.
Who? Nathan?
He's got dozens of fucking channels.
I've got about 8 Nathan Bensons blocked in my StreamYard tie. So he's got more than that. Yeah. But if you go on his channel and say anything, you're blocked or you're timed out straight away. Yeah, little dictator. He reminds me of that fucking, what is it, North Korea? Im Jong-pung or whatever.
Yeah, you know.
What's his name? Im Jong-pung. You know the North Korea dictator, the little geezer.
Yeah.
I don't know what his name is.
Kim Jong-un or something like that. Or something
ping pong table tennis. Oh shit! But anyway, how you been, Ty? All good, bro?
Yeah, it sounds a fun. Yeah.
Good to hear, mate. Good to hear. You took a little break, and you're not on as much now.
No, well, hang on. I think I got Rach in the back. Yeah, I think. Let me just put a thing up here. Rach.
It's me, honey, the one and only.
Oh, yeah, girl.
I'm all right, love. How's you?
Well, the thing is, I don't go on much back. I was paying for StreamYard. I was on the $10 thing, and it was cheap, so I was on it a lot. But then they shoved it up to $40 without telling me. They just cranked it up. I thought, no, I'm not having that. So I'm just doing 20 hours a month now on the free one, and that's it.
Ty, I've never paid for it, mate.
Yeah.
I would never pay for it. 6 does me.
Yeah. Morning, Vincent Vega. Hope you're well. Aldi, good morning, mate. Hope you're well.
Right, hang on, Ty. Let me start Rach off. Morning, Rach, or shall I call you Mel Pandora?
Oh, right off. Oh, right off. Right, fuck. Do you know what it is though? The stupid little twat kind of made another post about it without putting my name in it. Like, I'm stupid, you know, I didn't just come down in the last fucking rainstorm or off the banana boat, love.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially after I put a big paragraph saying that they were proving everything that I was saying to be right. And then she waited a day or two before putting that post. Oh,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah. Do you know what annoys me, right? Hang on. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, Rach, what annoys me, yeah? You had her back from the fucking start. You've been on that channel, loyal as anything. In fact, I would say you helped build her channel, and now they've all kicked off on you. Fuck that.
But I can handle myself. You see, I don't need other fucking people to back me up. She said it's a challenge, and she told us to bring it, so that's exactly what I fucking done. I brought it, but she didn't
Who are we
like
talking
it.
about? Who are we talking about?
Just some insignificant arse, hey? You know, you just pluck and chuck. So, you know.
Pluck and chuck.
Fuck and chuck. Did she say fuck and chuck?
Pluck and chuck.
Pluck and chuck. Pluck and
Pluck
chuck.
and chuck. It's little insignificant arse, hey? You pluck it and you chuck it.
Yeah,
But yeah.
Oh, you've been rich and not see you for a long time.
Oh, I've been around, yeah, there and everywhere, but yeah.
You're still doing lives?
Yeah, I've done a few. Not very good, you know, for all the wrong reasons, probably, as everybody sees it. But guess what?
My tip to you, Ty, if you listen to one of Rachel's lives, do not wear headphones. She will blow them eardrums.
Oh yes.
Thanks, Charlotte.
Before my life, I was standing on the end of the pier shouting, "Oh, cunt!" and that boat.
Okay, no. No, good to see you back doing lives though, Rach.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Hopefully now I can just do a live about nothing. Just do a live for doing a live's sake, you know what I mean, and just have fun.
That's it.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, if they're going to come after us, I'm going to fucking come after them back, and they're not going to like it.
Oh, I've just seen my future wife in chat. Can I say hello, Ty? Bonjour, Jennifer, ma chérie.
Morning, Jennifer. Morning, Charlotte.
Yeah, morning, chat.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think Dave had a good live last night. There's more and more stuff coming out. You know, it's so you know, it's all fucking.
Yeah, I've seen a clip on Yogi's where Slimer's squealing like a pig again.
Well, I've got to say one thing. He sent me everything that was said. To be honest, you know.
But with me, Ty, you know, I wouldn't get carried away with that. As far as I'm concerned, he was involved in it as well. And it's the same as a lot of people. They're all involved in it until the tide turns on them, and then they want to fucking sing like a canary, like they're innocent. Not me, mate.
I mean, like the people that were after you, and and the people that were after me, you know, were different people. So, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and it's funny that some of the ones have been in the shit for doing this before, you know.
Tyrone, I think I owe you an apology, actually. I really do.
For what?
Because the last time I was on your panel. Why do I say this laughing? I find it so fucking funny. But I do apologise for the last time I was on your panel when I went in on Tatiana. I do apologise.
Oh, bloody hell, that must be a while ago. I haven't seen her. Is she still about? I've not seen her for a long time. No,
she hasn't. But guess what? They tried on the other side of YouTube, you know, the name that Sparky mentioned earlier. Anyway, he tried going in and getting her blocked on the other platform, and it was his fucking channel. Yeah, what he had done was he had changed her channel name into his name so he could get her unblocked. Right. So, but yeah, anybody coming in a Ricardo, like Ricardo Sunshine, Ricardo D, whatever fucking other letters after, that is purple spliff, guys.
Oh.
Ouch at you, you little cunt. Don't like you, sorry.
I've not seen Spliff or Tititana, whatever her name is, for fucking ages now.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. It's probably months and months.
The last time I seen her was on Ty's panel, and Ty was just like, I'm just muting up. Let Rich go.
Mr. Free Big Up says, Tatiana's an advocate for equal rights and lefts for women.
Aye, Free.
Oh, I tell you, it'll never change. This platform will never change.
It never will it?
No.
I call it a merry-go-round. I do, Ty. Jump on, jump off.
Yeah, but this is a thing. It is. And I've said it many times before, people get friendly with people and they spill their guts to them. But when they fall out, your private life is all over the place, you know?
Yeah.
It's going to happen. It's happened before. It'll happen again. And there's certain people that's partnered up that will fucking just eventually dissolve and the shit will hit the fan. Morning, Quentin, mate. Good to see you.
Yeah, I didn't get friendly really with anyone, Ty. I put up a fucking innocent photo of some puppies. That caused me all my trouble.
Yeah. Pork chop, yeah. Well, it's the thing. They can chase you through anything, can't they? They go into your personal life. They go into your Facebook account. They delve deep into things to just get, have a go at your families and things like that, Which is
No, I've listened back to that in my head. It does sound a bit weird. I put up an innocent photo of some puppies.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? What was said was that they had seen that photo. There's like a rare breed. They knew there wasn't many, and they were tracing it around trying to find out what was going on because there wasn't many puppies like that around. And that's how they get over people's details. It's just a sickness for these people. It's a sickness,
It's crazy, isn't it? I've never ever once thought of looking into someone's background,
No. Hey, Alan Paxson, mate, good to see you.
Nah.
I know he will, Alan. I know he will, mate. Ben's will do a live about me. I know he will. That's his form. That's the way he runs, And I listened to him last night, and he was the victim again. Victim, He just doesn't understand what's going on. He doesn't see what's going on,
I think he's fucking mentally immature. That's what I think he's like 14 in his head.
Maybe. Morning, Bear. Good to see you. Yeah. I mean, look, I've never had a big fallout with him, never had a big argument with anything, but he said, some club I'm in, and I said, I'm not in any fucking club, I'm my own fucking man, and that's it. Yeah,
same here. I've never really fell out of him. It all started with him because of fucking ministry. He like fucking, he joined that side of the gang, so that's where my problem come from. And then you got ministry. This is what I'm saying. He's mature. He's mentally immature because he don't see when he's being fucking used, mate. That's why I call him a puppet.
Bear saying 14 is generous, Sparky.
You're probably right, fucking Bear. Bear, you passed your driving test, I hear, mate. Let me know what roads you're on, and I'll stay clear.
Equilibrium says, I last year Tatiana and Spliff volunteered to be lab rats. They're on the clinical trial. Hey, Jimmy. All right, Jim. Michelle. I don't know what Michelle. She's gone. She's in. She's out. I don't know what's happening there.
Oh, Michelle, jump up, love.
Yes, jump up. The link is pinned. Anybody? Vega's there. Jump up. Or anybody else wants to jump up? The link is pinned there.
Yeah, where's Vega? He hasn't said hello to me but donkeys, mate.
Yeah, he's there. He did fall asleep on Dave's last night, Joe.
Puppies.
He fell asleep last night on Dave's, apparently.
Because he said it'll get him into trouble. He said his mother warned him about people.
Oh, Dave's got some stamina, any Ty, for them fucking 9-hour lives, mate.
Oh, fucking hell.
I think I've done 1 or 2 in the time I've been on YouTube, and fuck that, mate.
I think my longest was 15 hours and something. Was my longest one.
Yeah, I can't. I think I try and stick to 3 hours. I think that is my golden time for lives, like 3 hours.
Yeah. I think I've done about 5 or 6 hours on one time, but no more than that. Just drains you, man. Fucking drains you.
Yeah, it does, man. It does. Maybe we should monetize Ty. Then we'd want to do like 9-10 hours, you know.
I can't. You know, I can't be fucking bothered. I just want to come on for a laugh, Spark. You know.
Yeah. I think, you know, I would get a lot of donations myself, though, Ty, because everyone loves me, as you know.
It's so Sparky. You can't swear for the first 30 seconds or 30 minutes or something it is. And I'll get up and I'll go, oh, yeah, you motherfuckers. So I'll be demonetized as quick as I got monetized. It would be taken away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's the afternoon, mate? Morning.
Is there not channels you avoid going on because you swear, Rach? I do. Like Jamie's, he don't really like swearing, so I try not to go on there, you know.
Yeah, I'm just who I am.
I mean, I think every channel's got language on it. That's the way it is. It is YouTube, you know.
Yeah.
Vincent, I would prefer a hello in the flesh, mate. You know, come up, Vincent.
Come up, Vincent. Don't be shy. I know you still got sleepers in your eyes from last night.
Morning, Paul C. Morning.
Vincent, you can't be fucking staying up all night.
Well, Nelly, the channel's still there, Sparky Shack. I only do shorts, but I haven't touched it maybe fucking 7-8 months now. I just can't be bothered.
But yeah, but that's what it got 70,000 subs on that, haven't you?
It did have 83,000, Ty.
Did it? Wow.
Yeah, I've lost about 10,000 because I ain't been on it. I'm a mug, really. I should have carried on just to get to the 100,000 plaque.
Yeah, just fucking carry on with us. Just check your shorts out and spark. Do you know I get more views on my little walks with the dog than I do on my lives?
Yeah, I you know, that's what I'll try and say to you. You do a live, you might get 1,000, 1,500 views. But, you know, put a short up and I've got 35 million.
Hello,
Jimmy.
Tyrone.
I'm not Jimmy, not
Rachel.
fucking Jimmy.
Listen, Sparky, I
Not
stole
Jimmy.
Nathan's intro because he stole your intro, but I put ginger rings over it. That's
Yeah,
all
I
right,
see
isn't it?
that, Jimmy. I was applauding you for that, mate.
Oh, thank you. Oh, no, that was going to go down.
Yeah. Guess who put him up? Guess who put him up to nicking my intro, Jimmy?
Does it begin with M and it's not McDonald's?
That's the one, Albino Martin.
Good Friday today.
Anyway, how you doing, Jimmy, mate? We've never had a civil conversation. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Good, yourself?
Yeah. I'm warming to you, Jimmy.
Don't get too close. Might get burnt.
No, I don't want to be touched with that fucking Thai bride you got, mate.
No, not do I.
You know.
Not do I. You can be 6,000 miles away from my bride. I've got to be 2 meters away from her.
Fucking hell, mate. Anyway, what goss have you come up with, Jimmy?
What gossip?
Yeah, you've always got some gossip. Come on, let's have it.
Gossip. Put me on the spot here, man. Yogi, you done a clip?
What's this? Was you calling out Cambrian fucking truth or something?
Oh, it ain't going to happen. I just found out he's on license, so it's just a waste of time.
All right.
Yeah, Ty, you haven't been around long or don't know that because you called him Cumbrian Truth, where everyone knows him as Cumbrian Bullshitter.
Oh, you've been around and you've been watching the side.
I know him from when he first come on, Jimmy.
You knew him before me, then.
Remember when he said he went to meet Decker Heggie, but he got there
I remember
half hour earlier and fucked off.
I remember that.
I know he bashed his dad on the live and got recalled to prison.
It reminds me of Nathan went to meet Tom 6 hours later.
Yeah, that's the one, Ty.
He was so proud of himself as well. You see the look on his face. Oh, dear.
You know.
Bear says he's driving my way in a minute, so stay off the road, Sparky. You don't know where my way is, Bear, mate.
I'm guaranteed to be there.
Yeah, I'm indoors all day. I've got the kids turning up in a minute.
That is where I shit back all this shit.
Is that Rachel, then?
You know?
Aye, Jimmy.
Yes, Rach.
Oi, Ty, I don't know about you, bank holiday, mate. I spent just under 100 quid on Easter eggs.
Oh, I didn't spend no near
And
that.
I bet you on the boxes, none of them had fucking the word Easter written on them neither.
I spent
Oh,
about
don't.
40.
Somebody
about 40
told me
quid,
they
I think,
changed the
as well.
potatoes.
They're like 7, 8 quid each now,
I
Rach.
know.
Yeah,
Well, you can get them cheap, can't you? Earlier on, you get them cheap. You get them for about £5 each earlier on. But come up around this time now, they'll bang them right up, and then as soon as Easter's over, they'll be right down to a couple of bob.
Yeah, yeah.
The only one I've seen that actually has the word Easter egg written, like the words Easter egg written on it, was Ferrero. None of the others just had egg, or it didn't have, or if it was a Smarties egg or a Buttons egg or whatever, it would just have that on, like Buttons egg. It wouldn't. It only that I've seen so far, Ferrero Rocher are the only ones that have put the words Easter egg on their boxes.
Do you know what, Rach? You read my mind. Before you spoke, I was just about to mention that I've still got a tray of Ferrero Rocher chocolates from Christmas.
Yeah.
Fucking tray. There's like 20 in a tray, isn't there?
Is that the one with the different, where you get the white with the coconut flakes on, and you get the
no, these are just normal ones, isn't it? Nuts and chocolate in it.
I've got I've got the dark chocolate, the white chocolate, and the milk chocolate one.
They're just fucking Moorish. You eat one, then you're like 10 down, and in the morning you're guaranteed a good shit.
Nothing worse than chocolate rings.
Guaranteed a good shit out even.
Did Ty say ginger ring?
No, I said sticky
ginger ring. I didn't say ginger ring. Say again, I didn't hear.
Nothing worse
Suck on my ginger ring.
Sorry, Ty. I'm in a mischievous mood this morning.
You know what's good? You know what he's going to say now? Fucking Tyrone, let them say ginger ring on that.
You can tie our mouth now, Tyrone. We're all puppets.
Ty, should we have a code name for ginger rings? Should me and you call it custard cream?
That's just a story of the chocolate manufacturers.
Well, Vincent is in the chat now, right? Vincent can say categorically if he said those words about him or not, and then we can put it to bed then.
I asked him, but he just went off into some speech and then into a novel and then...
I remember the live vividly, because I don't normally laugh at stuff like that, but Vincent started off about ginger rings, and someone in the chat said it's a complete nonce-ageddon, and I couldn't help laughing. So fuck.
I think. Oh, is that rumor or fact?
Have you seen that clip of him? Oh, who was it? Oh no, maybe. When someone came on, he said that he had to explain to someone new what the ginger rings was, and the bloke got a bit worried that the way Nathan was explaining it was that he was in some speedo circle. He's like, whoa, I've got kids, you know. He's like, no, not me in the circle. They're saying I'm in a nonce ring.
No one's
and the guy said to him, Jimmy, Nathan, you're saying you're in a nonce ring, and he went, yeah.
Vincent?
If you can hear me,
I knew it.
Wait a second. My setup is wrong. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, you're orange.
Okay,
you're round.
I'll get rid of this silly fucking.
It's the background noise annoying. There's someone cutting grass behind me.
There it is. No, for some reason, when I disconnect one thing on here, it throws out all of my audio settings. I don't know what it is.
What is the one thing you're disconnecting, Vincent?
Well, that I can't tell you because I work on electronics projects. So.
Okie dokie. Is it anything to do with ginger or rings or anything?
No, audio equipment.
A man of mystery.
Your avatar looks sort of orange.
I have never.
It's like a hobby.
Ginger nuts the same again.
I thought Vincent might be a connoisseur of biscuits. That was all.
Well, talking about biscuits, Nathan does have a new range out. He's. For those aficionados of the ginger ring, he's recently released a Nutella ginger ring. It's a ginger ring with a liberal smattering of Nutella all around the edges of the ring, which allows, apparently, Nathan's words, allows for friction-free rimming. I don't know what that means. But apparently Nathan's favourite is an idea of Surf's. And Surf's idea, when them two were best mates, Surf suggested that he drizzle his icing all over Nathan's ginger ring and then let it cool. And apparently this is a hit. Nathan loves it. And they're selling like hotcakes.
Wow.
Vincent,
Wow.
direct question to you, Vincent. Have you ever called...
Hello, Tyrone. Hello, Sparky. Hello, Rach.
Have you ever
And Jimmy.
called him the
And
N-word?
Jimmy.
Have you ever called him the N-word or a P-word?
No, this is documented.
Call
He
him
can
enough.
make of it what he wants to. I merely suggested ginger ring. How that plays out in his own mind is his business and his business alone.
Yeah. So
And now we've got
this is what I've
Nutella as well.
This is what I've said all along. I've never seen any evidence of it, and he's never produced any. I asked him to put the evidence up, when you said it.
This is
Vincent, would you not agree, right? If he's that offended by what you said, instead of prologuing the agony, he would have just blocked you and been done with it.
Well, I caught... I've been away for a few weeks and had no sort of internet whatsoever for about a week and a half. I caught one of his lives the other morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm never on YouTube at 7 o'clock in the morning. And he's blatantly luring me and somebody else to the panel. I can't remember who the other one... Oh, the other one was James Patrick McDonough. And he just... He's bringing up everything that happened. I mean, in my history, it happened 6 months ago, Sparky. So it's kind of... I'm past it. But for him, it's still relevant today. It's incredible.
It gets in content, Vincent. It's content in it for him.
Of course it is. Well, I've kind of come to the understanding that with Nathan, he doesn't quite understand what this YouTube is all about. He thinks what he's doing right now is YouTube. He thinks that's what people want to hear, and he also thinks that he's achieving something by being that type of person. The sad thing is for Nathan, he's not funny, Sparky. He's not got any sort of... We all know he's not angsty, tough, or angry. The guy's like... He looks like the fucking... What's the sausage in the packet? You know, the one that eats itself. Pepperami. It looks like a pepperami with a bit of fucking... Some of the hair shaved off my arse, put on the top with some Pritt stick, which is ginger, by the way. You know, it's a throwback.
That's it. I'm not eating pepperamis anymore.
Yeah, that's right. Well, if you are and you need any dressing on top, Rach, just give us a shout.
You.
So he's not got any endearing qualities, Sparky. He's not aware of that either.
Yeah. I don't know about anyone else when Vincent calls their name, but when he calls mine, I get like a little shiver down his spine. It's quite erotic.
He turned my name into two. Vigo. Jimmy does it perfect. Perfect.
All white, Vincent. Oh, shit.
Sounds like his brain's having a meltdown halfway through saying my name.
Those in the choir at school.
He's...
I love it when he loses the rag, and at the end of the sentence he goes, "Understand?"
Which, of course, he does not.
Shit, it's funny as fuck, though, mate.
Well, I know I'll be banned now.
Listen, he bans everyone, Ty, and 5 minutes later, everyone's unbanned. It's all fucking played to get you in the channel, isn't it?
Morning, Timmy. Morning, Timmy, Shelby. Good to see you, bro.
Morning, Timmy, bro.
Yeah.
He calls people up onto the panel and then he doesn't let them speak and then kicks them off when they say one word.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's like that Chinese dictator, Gu Young Fuk, or whatever his name is.
Blocks half the chat, goes, "Oh, look, now you've got 30 ghosts here." Yeah, because you blocked everyone in twat.
There was somebody on his panel the other day. I know he's listening, so I'm going to say it in a minute. There was somebody on his panel, just goes with the name of like 3 letters is his fucking avatar, whatever. I can't remember. DHL or DHH or something. And he was
DSL.
on there. He was having who said that? He said Vincent Bigger. Where does he live? As if he's going to doorstep Vincent, you know? Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
I think this was the morning I was. This was Roy there.
Oh, Roy was on the other day, wasn't he?
Well,
yeah.
This is the funny thing. I've had skirmishes with both. Roy's quite easy because you can just give him one contentious question and his brain seizes up and he won't say anything, and he'll do the decent thing and he'll just slip off the panel 3 or 4 minutes later. He won't say a word. So I'm listening to this pair, and Roy apparently wiped the floor with me on a panel a number of times and made me look a right tit, which I have no recollection of myself. And Nathan, apparently, this is true as well, he arranged a fight between me and him in Middlesbrough, and I didn't turn up.
Did you even know about it?
Vincent, that's not the story that was on Nathan's panel only yesterday when Roy was on. Apparently, according to Roy, you know what pub he drinks in. You are welcome to come and sort it out.
That's the live I listened to.
Hold up, Vincent. And according to Nathan, you bottled the fight he offered you in Middlesbrough via Nutters.
That's right.
So that was only yesterday.
Know about that. I mean, the chances of Nathan getting up to fucking Middlesbrough, that bus wanker, he wouldn't even be able to afford it. I'd have to end up paying for his bus fare.
Have you not noticed? Every fight he wants, you have to go to Bush.
Is that what? Well, this is why I wondered why the fight was set up in Middlesbrough. I wonder if Nutter was training him secretly, you know?
Yeah, no, mate. Middlesbrough, Nathan will get a Middlesbrough, mate. He ain't got the bus fare.
But I'd forever be known as the man.
Back if he does get up there.
I'd forever be known as the man who bullied the silly little ginger boy, you know. And
Well, he's bullying himself.
That's my biggest concern.
He just planted the seed. He made it grow.
For a month now.
And his grandfather, Roy.
They
were killing each other months ago. They were... Roy was apparently going to doorstep Nathan, and now they're teaming up against people.
There's a queue of people outside your door, Vega.
Well,
you said
good luck to them, Jimmy.
Me and Smiler, you said, you two-faced. You and Smiler are arguing all the time. Now you're buddies. Well, this is exactly the same. What are you doing? He's doing exactly the same thing, and he doesn't see it. Whatever he's saying about us on other people, he's doing exactly the same thing, but he doesn't see it.
Yep. Smiler's in the chat there.
It's
that slimy.
Slimer.
Good old Smiler. If you could just answer a question, Smiler, you could be popular in this community. If you could just actually answer one of the questions.
What question?
Please.
They've already been answered.
Have you asked this question before?
I've asked a few questions.
All right, okay.
Nothing too...
You're going to go round and round in circles again, like being in a ring.
Intruding.
Oh, fuck. Sorry about that.
Oh, Jimmy.
Didn't hear that, did you?
Nathan won't be listening now. Nathan will have some
he's
important stuff
listening.
on.
He's definitely listening, Vincent.
Do you reckon?
Definitely.
Someone whose minions would have contacted him.
I better be careful what I say then.
He listens to everything. Yeah.
I'll maybe rein it in a little bit.
Hey, Gregory, mate, good to see you. Degan. He listens every time. He always talks about ghosts in his channel. He's here every fucking time. Every live that's going on. He's got nothing else in his life. He just sits there.
Ice Chain raises a very good point. Vincent is a certified killer. Don't you forget it. Who obviously works 56 million hours a week. Okay, so I'll tackle the first one. The point is that anyone, and this is a life lesson for you, Ice, anyone who spends all of his time on YouTube offering everyone out and warning them about his fighting prowess, they have absolutely the square root of fuck all to back it up. And secondly, there's not that many hours in a week.
Can I just point out, Vincent's a certified killer. I thought we only had one hitman in this community. Vincent.
Well, there is a number apparently.
Not me.
Bobby.
Yeah. What's your retainer, Vincent? 15 grand as well?
Oh, Joe's 15 grand a week as a
Yeah,
hitman
like
for the fucking for MI5. Jesus Christ.
Lucky certified
Oh, my
hitman. Wait, while we've got
Well, the
ice,
country's fucked.
while we're mentioning ice, yeah, I'd like to point the panel in the chat to my avatar. It's one of Ice's originals before he was famous. Okay,
There
there you go.
There you go. It's out there. It's out there.
You know when Ice gets as famous and
Let me
as
just do this.
financially
There you go.
rewarding as Banksy, you're going to cash all this in, aren't you, Sparky?
I've always called Ice the new Wanksy, Vincent.
I always said the UK's answer to Rolf Harris, but then...
yeah.
What does killer mean in rap? No idea, Mr. BB. No idea.
It means what
Yeah.
it means. Killer.
Where you go.
Hammersmith Hospital is not far from Shepherd's Bush, is it?
No idea, Jim.
It's just over the river from Wandsworth Bridge or Fulham Bridge.
Yeah. You're right, Jimmy.
Yeah, I actually live around there, so I might I don't live around there, but I hang around a lot around there. When I
Last
come back
time
to
they-
England, I might sit there near the hospital. If anything happens, he's already. in the hospital.
Jimmy. Last time Nathan threatened me, all I had to do was mention White City to him, and he shut up straight away. So I left it at that.
I'll just sit there with my camera on live outside Hammersmith Hospital. And,
I used to love
just
seeing
see what
that
happens.
building, you know, the BBC building, Sparks. You know, when you're coming
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
and you turn right, heading towards Shepherd's Bush.
Yeah.
That
That's
the
in
big
Wolverhampton,
building
isn't it?
there, the BBC building. I used to love seeing that when I was younger because it reminded me of being younger. You know, all the BBC children's programs.
Yeah. Like that one in
half
the.
the presentators have all.
What was the
Facing
program
Johnny.
where it was in a broom cupboard, Vincent? Do you remember?
Oh, blimey, I don't know that.
Lion Witch
I
in the
would,
wardrobe.
I would go more for Blue Peter and so on.
Blue Peter, Biker Grove, Graham Jill.
Yeah, that's where they filmed Top of
Zamo.
the Pops as well. Little door on the side.
Just
Yeah.
say no.
If anyone
no.
went to Top of the Pops,
Occasionally, I did. Occasionally.
did you? I was there a couple of times. I never danced.
Oh no, I didn't go. I thought you said, did you watch it?
Oh God, I watch that every single week from a
Yeah, I thought you
baby.
would. The charts, the
Oh,
countdown.
blimey.
What was that, Vincent? Green Jill?
Just say no.
Yeah,
No.
Zamo.
That was filmed in South London.
Not really been. I never
Don't really
even
know
watched-
much about
never
that. Phil
watched it.
Redmond developed it. Same fellow who did Brookside and the latest one that's still going,
Did you
Hollyoaks
know
or whatever it's called.
just talking about Brookside there, Vega.
Yeah, come in. Hold up. Ty, I got to jump off, bruv. Yeah.
Yeah, mate. Thanks for popping up, Spark. Good to
All
see
right,
you,
big
mate.
up the panel. Big up. Nice talking to you, Vincent. Again.
Ta-ra,
Have a-
Spark.
have a-
Rach, Jimmy,
Yeah.
take care, people, and I'll see you all around later, probably.
Happy Easter
No,
mate,
later.
for you and the family.
Good day, man.
That'd be
Yeah.
Good Friday.
Yeah, happy Easter to everyone.
Gotta be
Happy
good
Easter
today.
to everyone in the chat. Happy Easter to everyone in the chat on Parental. Yeah, it's Easter.
Apparently they're renting the houses out now on that Brookside close.
Well, they've
don't know.
always been. They were always what's the word? Fucking hell, I can't even think my
Leashed.
brain. No, they were always inhabited,
Yeah.
pretty much most of the way through the production. I used to live just round the corner from there. Well, not just round the corner,
Oh,
just
shit.
down the road. I lived in Tuebrook for a good few years, so that close was always
Vincent,
Brookside.
I think you're not giving your right age, Vincent. You've lived there. You've lived in Scousland. You've lived somewhere
Yeah.
else. Well,
Lived in East
In
Europe.
many places, Ty. Spent
Yeah.
5
Europe
minutes in
was it
each
from?
place.
Hang on, Vincent, say the word France.
Say the word what?
France.
France.
Yeah, you're from up north.
I'm not. Well, I'm from Midlands.
You are. People from up north, they say France. People from
They
south, they say
don't.
France. Say Bath.
Don't.
Bath.
Bath.
Yeah, see, yeah, you're from north. You're from up north.
No, I don't have this sort of southern twang, Bath, grass, and so on.
Yes.
I wasn't
You want him
raised
to
like
ruin
that.
his cause. Is that what
It's
you
all
want?
the elocution lessons you've had, Jimmy.
I just noticed
You're
that
posher
they
than
didn't-
me, Jimmy.
Maybe.
I'd like to go back to
a
the subject in the chat earlier. Mr. D was talking about the expose, the further expose of Ubers, as his latest video. If anyone gets the opportunity, go and watch it. Apparently, Ubers is talking to JOJ, the lefty tosspot, on a live, and upon closer inspection, when you look into the reflection in Uber's glasses, you can see that his trousers are down around his knees, and he's playing. I don't know what's the word. He's playing the five knuckle shuffle whilst talking to JOJ.
Is this real now, or are you just making this bullshit up now?
Well,
Yeah, you're
I
making this
suggest
up.
everyone goes over to have a look at Mr. D's video to find out.
Maybe
for
he was just
themselves.
scratching his leg.
Well, you'll
His third
see.
leg.
You'll see very, very clearly Uber's bare legs coming out of his body, and then you can see the tracky bottoms that he's wearing draped over his knees for access and comfort.
Man. You know I'm going to get the fucking shower of shit for that.
And it's no accident he's wearing a balaclava at the same time, which is, I understand, quite the sort of a. It's a power fetish for a lot of weak men.
Anybody got any matches? Any matchsticks, please? I need to keep my eyes open. I do not dare go.
Get yourself a little bottle of bleach, right? Because you'll need
Was he
that
wandering
fucker
through the
afterwards.
woods or in some sort of park or common or somewhere?
Sat on his sofa in his little one-bedroom studio flat. Or the flat of misery, as Ubers calls it himself, as he's heading home from Lidl.
Why have you got this thing about Ubers, Vincent? What's he?
Because he pulled my chain a couple of years ago, and that's it.
Oh, right. This is this when he spoke about your family, is it?
Yeah, he's never taken the opportunity to apologise, and that's okay. I don't need an apology. But if Ubers had have just left it at that would have been fine. But he's constant. You know, I was watching yesterday in the day. Had YouTube on his like radio in the background, and he was just pestering everyone in the chat, pestering like a maligned child. It was just wouldn't stop until it was timed out for like 24 hours, and then he's up on the panel whining like a bitch. I don't know. He claims to be hope, not hate, and all he does is hate.
I've been on his own panel. He's completely different when he fires his own panel up. I was expecting him to, go in on me or have a go about something I said a few years ago.
You and the other fella listening in the chat, he can't risk alienating you, can he?
Oh
well. I mean, that's it. When people bring families in, it's for me. It's their full time. You know, it's for those individuals that talk about me or anybody else's families. You know. Hey, Andy W. Later, mate. Have a great weekend. Yes. Who's else is that, Jimmy? Have you got TV on? Is only Mrs. Gavin in the background?
No, they're playing cards in the background. I'm going to slip off, so I want to put on a play as well. I lost a couple of $100 yesterday. Okay, panel.
What's that, a favour, Jim?
Yeah, it's about £6, and he's barking. Later, Jimmy.
Well, I've said, I messaged JOJ the other day. I think you must have heard me say this before. I mean, he was getting attacked about his dead fiance, and I said, me and him haven't seen eye to eye, but I did send my condolences. I think it's wrong for them to attack his dead fiance like that. You know, it's fucking ridiculous when people doing that. You know, so
who's attacking him for that?
Oh, guess. Have a guess. But he's put it up on his post, somebody, because he was going to go to it was a certain, let's say it's a certain woman, and from the local area.
Let me guess, he was going to go to the police.
Yeah, he's put a big post up. He said he's been there. Apparently, I don't think.
Isn't it just like the snivelly little kid wearing NHS glasses with sellotape over the middle and one of the arms, walking up to the teacher in the classroom and saying, "Billy just called me a name." That's it. It's the adult version of that.
Yeah, but it's all right attacking the individual, Vincent, but not the family, you know, or someone just passed away. You know what I mean? That's wrong. That's out of order. You know.
I must admit, not being J.O.J.'s biggest fan, so I can't really emphasise with him. Not after hearing him talking about dog nonsense, the Queen sucking her corgis off, the Queen shagging her own dogs, and all manner of other stuff. Long after she was dead, you know, it's impossible to find any respect for somebody
Any
like
empathy.
that. Him and his father.
Well, I know they're radical far left, but I mean, I just think it was out of order to attack his dead fiancée.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
So I assume that was UK Lardy.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to say, but it's on his page. In fact, I can't remember which it was. In fact, I can't remember. I'll have a look now.
If in doubt, just point at UK Lady. He's definitely doing that, isn't he, Bear? Definitely doing that.
What's Bear said? What has Bear said?
He said, "Just watched it, Vincent, you funny fucker." And if you look really closely, if you zoom in on the last image, Bear, you'll see that he definitely is a Jew.
Hello? Yeah?
You're not muted, Ty, unless you are now. He's not. I can see that he's not. How are you doing, Rach, love? Have you calmed down a bit now, Rach?
Oh, I'm loving calm me.
You've been on edge. You've been on edge for the last 2 days, and it's kept me awake at nights. Thinking, what can I do? What can I do to relax?
You know what it is? If people
make her
are
feel
going to
better.
as a challenge, I'm going to take them up on that fucking challenge. If people tell us to bring it, well,
Are you going to go to war with her?
No, I've said I will walk away quietly.
Why don't you just get in touch with whoever she buys the adrenochrome from and cancel her order? Little Miss Peter Pan.
I can't really be arsed with them. They're insignificant. Do you know
You've got other places to go, though, haven't you?
You know, if you're going to challenge us, I'm going to step to the challenge. Each and every
Yeah, but don't do it at the sake of your own ability to travel, you know, around the internet.
Oh, it doesn't fucking bother me. I couldn't give a shit.
What's your favourite panels at the moment?
None, really. I haven't got any favourites. Mine.
I noticed Vel is back.
Who?
Vel. Do you not know Veli or Vel?
No.
Oh, I had an interesting conversation with Vel. Vel is a sort of a very dedicated black man, if you understand what I mean by that. He puts a lot of effort into being black. So I went on there, and somebody had actually put in the chat on another panel, you wouldn't go at Veli like this, which is a red rag to a bull for me. So I actually went on the panel that same evening, and it was all going all right and fairly well. And then we got on to the evolution of man, the origin of species, the out of Africa theory, and it was interesting chat.
Who was that, Vincent? I missed that because
somebody called Vel or Veli, Velle, and then he disappeared. I left him with about 3 questions.
Yeah,
you were there, Smiler. You were on. You can fuck right off, Smiler. You can absolutely fuck right off, Smiler. Smiler was on the panel with me, and one of my questions. There was one question was how come you don't have any Neanderthal DNA. And he just had no clue. You were there, Smiler. You knew. You knew.
What live was that on, Vincent, then?
Oh, it was about 6 months ago. 6 months, maybe longer. And then I started getting attacked. He's got like a wingman, a wing woman. What's her name, Smiler? And she's awful. She's just a ratchety woman for the sake of being a ratchety woman. And she was asking me, did the Holocaust even exist? Did it occur? Which was out of nowhere, you know, had no real evidence, no real relevance rather. She was doing it just to create an aside, a small distraction.
Alrighty. But yeah, it's just people say a lot of things on me, Vincent, you know that. I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't mind people calling me all of the fucking names under the sun. Like, it's part of you too. It's part of you too. And
words.
You've got to, yeah, it's just words, exactly. And this is why I can't understand why some people just take it to heart, you know.
Well, it's when those words have intention behind them. It's very true in society as well. You know, if you go out for a drink with your mates and, you know, as you're having a drink, you're having a laugh, one of your mates will call you a cunt and you'll laugh and call him a cunt back. But if you go to the bar and somebody just looks at you randomly while you're queuing for it and he calls you a cunt, you know what's happening next.
Yeah.
And it's all about that intention. And yeah, unfortunately, there are a lot of angry, frustrated people around here with intention for no reason other than they like to use strangers as beating sticks, or at least attempt to.
Oh yeah. Now you just mentioned beating sticks. I'm just nipping back to Dave's live last night.
Pamlaska.
Yep. And that photo you put up of the stall with all setting all that beating sticks.
This is the first time in about 3, 4, 5 years that I haven't been there for Easter. It's nice. It's nice there in the Easter. It's like the whole country opening up again. And
I couldn't believe there was a stall there with sticks on to beat with.
Yeah. Oh, on every corner, on every corner. Pomlaska, it's called. It's a fertility ritual, really. And if you read the actual story of Pomlaska, it's that the women will learn to be more beautiful, more available, and more fertile for men. You know, and I like these little traditions. There's lots of obligations that men have towards women. I like these things. It's an old pagan ritual from 1,500 years ago, you know, 2,000 years ago, possibly.
It's like a fertility ritual or something, is it?
Yes, it's a reminder. It's a reminder that spring is the best time to have babies.
All right. Okay.
Because women don't like to be pregnant during the summer. It's fairly comfortable to have a baby September, October time, November time. So it's just sort of a reminder that the only way we survive as a species is by making lots more babies.
Smiler says they slap their asses so they stay wet all year round. Come on. By the way, we don't approve of any women getting beat or anything.
No, of course.
We're dead against that.
But it is legal in the Czech Republic.
But there you go. Vincent says it's legal in the Czech Republic. Thank God we don't live in the Czech Republic.
There's been a few sort of groups over the years that have protested these games. They are games. I mean, they're silly games. My son will do it, and he's been doing it since he was 3-4 years old. He'll run around the streets, whipping his stick around, trying to get a few hits. And it's seen as a fun thing, but there have been many groups over the years that have protested it, calling it barbaric, calling it sexist, calling it whatever. And that's just nonsense, you know. Thankfully, these things never grow any legs in the Czech Republic. They couldn't give a fuck about wokeism or anything like that.
Morning, I'm confirmed good to see you. You're well. Happy Easter. Yeah, but that's the thing. They try to kill him. I mean, but it really makes me mad. Vincent. I know people want to kill off certain, this is their country's tradition. This is their tradition. It's been going on for most probably centuries,
Yeah. Well,
And
we would have had a similar thing in this country. We would have had a similar fertility ritual involving the men. I don't know, overpowering, dominating the women. But that's how the people paired up in the villages.
yeah.
You wouldn't let your daughter out from 1 month to the next ordinarily back in the Middle Ages and up until almost 200 years ago. You wouldn't have let her out on the streets. We were a far more strict country than a Muslim country.
I
150
think
years ago, 200 years ago.
maybe on a slighter scale,
Well,
the traveling community still do it, don't they?
Yes, of course they do.
But on a lighter, they don't beat the women, obviously, but they, go out and force themselves onto a certain girl,
And once they once they paired with one boy, they're not allowed to change their mind.
No.
So they have to think wisely and long.
Yeah.
You have to they have to evade being grabbed. That's what that's what it is.
Grabbing. That's what they call it. I think grabbing. Yeah.
Grabbing. Yeah, because they wait for the young lasses to maybe come outside, when they get hot, and because obviously you know what they're like, they're all dancing and everything, and as soon as they go outside, maybe it's just for a couple of minutes, maybe to have a tab or whatever, they grab them. You've got
it's called grabbing, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's called grabbing.
It's called grabbing. Yeah, and it's in their culture. It's part of what they do, and it still goes on till in today's society. Amongst the travelling community.
Yeah.
I mean, Smiler says, well, in the UK, a husband couldn't be charged for rape. I'm not sure that's true, Smiler.
That law kind of still exists. It definitely exists in America, and it definitely exists across most of Europe. And we have the vestige of that law still. Because
but surely, I mean, even if you're married, if your wife doesn't want to have sex and you force yourself on her, that's rape.
Of course it is, Tyrone, but there's varying degrees therein. So the concern of the Law Society when they changed this, I think it was the Blairite years, maybe sort of late 80s, early 90s, they changed the fact that a woman could claim rape within the marriage. But the concern by the Law Society, and it sort of happened exactly as they feared, was that many women would use this as a way out of marriage and also the upper hand during the divorce. And of course we find now they don't even have to make that accusation of rape. They still get the upper hand during the divorce, which is unfair.
At one point in this country, didn't we have something like your wife couldn't speak out against you or something in court? Couldn't give evidence against you or something?
Well, that exists now still. You know, there can't be a what's the word, a witness against you. But it depends on the crime, I think. If it's the crime against her, then things are different.
I know that there's a lot of accusations. And
1991, it was just
rape,
before Blair then.
There are a lot of false allegations against rape, which has been, the people have been caught out. But
do you know how many?
No, not off the top of my head, no.
Law Society numbers state 7% of all rape accusations go to court. And of those that go to court, 90% of them are false.
I think
That's what the Law Society.
I think it's a sad divide because people that are genuine, that have been attacked and raped, and they don't take the case too seriously because there's so many people saying that they have and they obviously haven't. So there's a sort of a fine line between pursuing something like that and not pursuing it, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But,
it's like, it is hard enough, like you're saying, Ty, it is hard enough as it is in today's society to try and prove when you've genuinely been assaulted.
Yes.
It's hard to get it to court and everything. You know what I mean? And then it doesn't help when you've got all these people who make false allegations of that assault. Do you know what I mean? It starts to make it even harder for those who genuinely have had that happen to them. It makes them harder getting justice.
Then I know this. I was told a story the other day that this boy has been accused. I think he's way down somewhere, way down in Wales, somewhere down Porthcawl area, somewhere down that way, and this girl has accused him of this without even going to the police station. She's just picked the phone up, and accused someone of it. And they've gone to this boy's house. They've gone through his house. They've barged their way in there. They've actually searched the house without anything, any evidence, or not even the person going to the police station reporting it, just over a phone call. So it's.
And the worst of it all is that there are no repercussions for false accusations.
Mhm.
No repercussions whatsoever.
And it's just like these people as well who decide to dial 999 because somebody is on private land, shall we say, is absolutely ridiculous. And when they make false accusations, I think they should be made. I think they should be fined because they shouldn't be using 999, which is the emergency services. What? Because somebody's come on your land? Well, it's a civil matter. You don't phone 101 or see if you can get the number for the local police station. Don't phone 999. That's taking it away from somebody who's desperately needs help.
Those who do rage are kind of wise or daft enough to know that they have to infer that there was some physical danger that they might have been aware of. So the police generally won't answer a private property call. But once the caller will say, he's being very threatening and go from there, the police will turn up.
That's a thing, isn't it? Because I mean, if somebody's made an allegation, and the police can either say to them, either pursue it or not. But if they pursue it, it'll go to court. But if it doesn't pursue it, they don't get arrested for false accusations and anything.
Yeah. And
that's the sad part about it. If you're making accusations as serious as that against someone, you deserve to have the repercussions of it, 100%. Prison, I would say.
But I always wonder, obviously we're kind of skimming around the subject of auditors here. I always picture the person who called the police going to the auditor's property and just walking around the front garden or whatever. It would be exactly the same. The auditor would do his nut.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
It's gone out of hand from going to a police station where there's been allegations of a bent copper and ordering that police station to ordering every police station and everybody else's business of work, which is fucking awful.
Yeah, and I challenge any auditor to defend that position and try to convince me that they wouldn't be bothered about a stranger walking around their property, so to speak, whether they owned it or otherwise.
There was, I'm not sure if it's DJ audits or DJE audits, but he's on a lot. And he was chased by a gang of men for ordinary business. And he was on the phone to the police, calling the police to come and rescue him. And he cut his leg from trying to climb away from him and all this business. But
that was in Birmingham. That was on the
what do you
M6
expect
junction.
to happen? Some of these people are not prepared to have you around. And if you're there and you've been told to go and you keep pushing the buttons, then if you get attacked, it's on you. It's on you, absolutely on you.
Well, if you remember back to being children and during the summer holidays and you went out with your mates and you were up to no good. You weren't hurting anyone. You definitely weren't breaking any laws, but you were up to no good. You'd get shouted at, get back down your own end, get out of here, and you accepted it as that was the societal way. I don't give a fuck about what the law was. I don't give a fuck about what the legislation was. The right thing to do was fuck off and go back to your own end.
Yeah.
And you understood that, and you did it as a child,
Exactly.
Well, this is it, isn't it? But I think, Vincent, I'm how old I am, and I still believe going back, you had more respect for people and their property. Yeah.
That's what I was just thinking. Yeah. Because you, in a way, you listened to that person. Go and play down your own end, and you were respectful enough to leave the area at least. That's what we've lost, Tyrone.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what we've lost. Because you come straight to a Mexican standoff, because once the kid says, well, I'm not going anywhere, I'll go and get my dad and fill you in,
Yeah.
the person who said go and play down your own end knows they have nowhere to go with this.
Yeah.
So it's the loss of respect.
Happy Easter, Black Lantern. Yeah, I mean, thick ear of the coppers, right enough. I mean, when I was growing up, a copper give you a dig, you know, clip around the ear. You go and tell your parents, and your dad will give you a clip around the ear as well, then, you know. So,
Yes.
The only
That's
time
what I
you see
feared.
police on the beat is in the city centres. You never see them on the housing estates or anything like that anymore, unless they're driving, doing a quick once through, and that's it, and that's in a police car. It's
do you know
very
why?
rare you see them. Honestly, it is. It's very rare you see them on the beat. But when I was a kid, you did. And it was like, oh, fucking hell, there's PC such a duck, quick, before the fucking clock. You know what I mean? We knew who they were and everything. I mean, I was on fucking four-wheelers and everything, fucking running away from them and everything.
They used to come to the pub, bang a door at the pub.
Throttling everything through the fucking over the school fields and everything to get away from the busies. I was a proper little twat when I was growing up.
Drinking after time back then in the days then before we were open all the time. You know, you'd be staying in for a lock-in and then there'd be a bang on the door and there'd be two coppers there coming in, booking for drinking after time. You know, how times have changed, huh?
What's your view anyway on this thing that they're thinking about changing the age of voting from 18 to 16? But wouldn't that be a bit controversial, because he's saying in the eyes of the law, parents are still legally bound for their children till they're 18. So if you lower the age of voting to 16, because your reasonings are they can get a job and they can pay tax and everything in the country, but aren't you still classing them as a child because their parents are still legally bound for them till they're 18? So how's that going to work out?
I think it's difficult to answer, because I think they can join the army and fight for the country. So people say, if they're prepared to do that, why can't they have the vote? But I think a lot of children at 16 are so immature and they're brainwashed by the far left and a lot of other organisations that they just haven't got the fucking sense to see what's in front of them. And that's not all of them. It's a lot of them are fucking. It depends what your background is, you know, and this is how they would vote, you know.
Yeah.
Rachel, do you think we should allow females to vote?
Yes, we fucking should.
Could you provide your reasoning, please?
Because I said we fucking should. Do you need any more reasoning?
Yeah, I do.
Well, tough shit you can fucking want.
Okay, so I kind of rest my case on that one. There's no reason or logic as to why we should allow females the vote.
Why? Because at the end of the day, I don't want all that suffering that the suffragettes went through to go to good waste.
The suffragettes, the first prescribed terrorist organisation in this country that actually killed people, killed one MP and killed innocent members of the public during their bombing campaign. Are we talking about those suffragettes or the romantic image of suffragettes that were painted today in schools where they were what's the word?
Well, you're talking about
freedom fighters.
You're talking about Emily Pankhurst.
Emily Pankhurst and all them. Take your pick. Any pick you want. I'm not really interested anyway. I don't vote anyway. I think it's a waste of
time. Okay, that ruins my second question, which was to be, do you ever think that your voting has brought any...
If I'll be honest with you, Vega, I think out of from the age of being able to vote until now, I can count on one hand how many times I voted. And that was only back...
I think everybody should vote. I think I know I say it don't make a difference, but look how many people complain about Khan in London as the mayor of London. There's so many people always moaning about Khan. But it's because the people of London won't go out and vote. But a certain demographic of London will go out and vote because it's the same race and the same colour as them.
Armies.
And they want to keep him in power. Because your average white person won't go out, is too lazy to go out and vote to stop this. But they'll all go on social platforms and shout, oh, Khan is doing this, Khan is doing that. Do something about it. Get off your ass, go out and vote and get him out of there.
So, question for the panel. If your average 16-year-old spotty teenager who doesn't even quite know what sex they are, if they predominantly voted right wing, do you think Labour would be pushing to reduce the age to 16?
That's what they're pushing for.
I don't agree with it. I don't agree
That's
with
what
it.
they wanted. We all know that's what they wanted, Vincent. We all know what.
Yeah.
We all. But you know,
I personally think it should be 25. 25 is the recognised age of maturity for both males and females.
That may be better to, I don't know much.
I wouldn't allow Ice Chain to vote until he was about 50. Just to be safe.
I don't think it'll ever happen unless they change the age back down to 16 where your parents are, because how can they do it? Because they're saying in the eyes of the UK law, your parents are legally responsible for you until you reach 18. But so it's 16, they're calling you a child. So how can they change it? You know what I mean?
Legally responsible means nothing, Rachel, because there's no causal effect. If a child does something, the parent is not held responsible. I want to see financially responsible parents until the child is 18. That would be a novel twist for me.
So if they're classing you then, if they're saying you need a parent to be legally responsible for you in the eyes of the law, then yes, you must be a child. And so how can you say, well, they're an adult because they can get a Saturday job and they can pay taxes and all that? No. That's just a fucking catastrophe, a car crash waiting to happen.
I don't think there's anything that a 16-year-old can't do without parental consent, is there?
You can have sex. That's it.
Well, you can have sex, you can have a job, you can join the army, you can get married, you can smoke.
I didn't know that.
Do all manner of things.
I didn't realise they'd done 2 years training when they're going to thing, because I was thinking 16 to go in the freaking army, that's too young. But no, apparently they have to do 2 years training till they're 18 before they can go deployed.
Okay.
Yeah. But
what's the normal training time?
I don't know.
It's about I think for somebody that's over 18, it's a couple of months, isn't it?
Might be.
Yeah.
Because I thought it's 16, that's too young to be sending them abroad. So I researched it, and it said they can enlist and everything, but they cannot be deployed until they reach the age of 18.
I know Smile, I could tell you.
Smile is going to know this.
He'd know the training time. Jimmy?
Yeah, it's 3 years SAS training would be obviously separate.
When you first joined the young age.
Your mic is all cocked, Jim.
I can't get it.
Yeah, your mic is, can't hear you like fucking Norman Wisdom. Norman Collier, I mean. Take him up. It's gone. Right, it's terrible that mic was then. Yeah, but I mean, kids can do a lot. I mean, the young age, I think they're more advanced. Teenagers today are more advanced than they were when I was sort of growing up.
I fear they're not, Tyrone.
Don't you think so? I don't know. Wow. I mean, physically, I think they are. There's a lot of big lads out there. They're growing beards when they're fucking 12 and something.
Yeah, but being subjected to the sort of the harshness of life is not being prepared for. I had a conversation with my son the other day, and I won't say the content, but we were talking about gangster rappers and and he's 14. It was weird to have a conversation with him about cannabis, weed, the frugal use of what are considered to be offensive words in society, cracker and all those other associated words. And he was talking about it as though it really meant nothing. But I think it's an important education for a child to understand the fineries of these things, But it seemed to me that it was like matter of fact to him. And I didn't really like that.
I think it's because some teenagers are far more advanced than others, physically, mentally. It's just It's just a difference in the metabolism, I would imagine, but some are
Yeah,
more
no, but
advanced.
Tyrone, last year I was holding his hand and buying him ice creams all the time because he was pestering me for ice cream. When when you cross the road, you hold his hand, and then this year he's all, gangster. It just, don't know. It was a bit.
Is it
bit
because too much of a change in a quick time?
It was far too much of a contrast for me. Yeah,
and it does, as a parent, as a father, and you think, I'm not too into this change.
Well, just slow the ride down a little bit is what I thought.
Doesn't happen, Vincent, does it?
You need to do this with the children. You need to slow the ride down a bit sometimes, and sometimes you need to speed it up. Like Jimmy was a kid. You need to just speed the ride up a bit and hope he catches up. Good job, I didn't hear that.
Jim, your mic is shot. No, Jim, your mic is terrible.
I can blame the internet, Dodge.
I've done all I can.
What about now? What about now?
That's a bit better.
What about now?
Yeah, you're a bit better now, Jim.
All right.
Anyway,
Roger.
says it's basic training is 6 weeks. Passing out parade and posting to battalion used to be 49 weeks. They're still under a year. So.
Okay, here's a question for the panel. Well, not really a question. Well, I don't know. We'll decide that afterwards. Okay, so you're under your parents' supervision up to the age of when?
Didn't get it. Didn't get the question.
18?
Generally.
You're under your parents' care until the age of 18. Is that correct?
Well,
16.
There's no law against kicking the little fuckers out at 14, 15 if you choose to. Social services will not act on that, and there's no legal obligation. So it's not a law to me. Yeah.
I don't know that.
It's a request to the parent, really, to care for the child to a certain age, which is why I said earlier, I think legally there should be a financial responsibility. Yeah. That changes things completely. Once money is involved.
Well, wouldn't it go hand in hand, though? You
would think no, because morality is rife, unfortunately. I've heard so many stories over the years of kids being on the streets at 14, 15, and just that's it.
You know what? You're right about the money, because when I left England, bipolar wasn't really talked about much, but now my ex-missus from England, she never worked a day in her life. And all of a sudden, they forced people to go and get jobs unless they were disabled. Guess where she ended up? In the funny farm. And she didn't have to work. She smoked a shitload of cannabis, then claimed psychosis, and then she carried on living the life of, give us a fag, EastEnders is on.
Is it possible to guide a child, Jimmy? Because I'm continually told on panels in this community that if a child goes wayward, falls off the rails, if that child chooses to mix with the wrong kids, smoke a bit of weed and possibly start drinking alcohol, there's very little a parent can do. Is that right, or is it possible to guide a child fully?
It's not possible fully, no, because unless you keep them under observation for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Then he's going to get some extra parenting if any of that shit goes on.
Well, there's only so much you can do.
I didn't buy those fucking trainers for you to be walking around smoking weed in them.
The best thing to do is to give them a nice big allowance now and take it off them if it takes how long.
Once you get to a certain age, Vincent, you can't control what they do. That's the thing with, no matter how you perceive
really.
What you do or what you say, if they want to do something, kids these days, if they want to go do something, they are going to find by hook or by crook a way to do whatever they want. You have to have eyes in the back of your head.
You need psychology.
You have to be everywhere. You can't be everywhere. You've got to put some trust and hope that your child, you've give them enough input that they'll do the right thing.
Just about to suggest that maybe doing all the hard work with the child early on is the
Mr. Deegan says
psychology as well.
It's 100% a parent's job to guide their children parents need to be parents, not friends.
Yes.
Absolutely, 100%. That's a solid statement there, Deegan. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. Well, you can be friends, but you can't be buddies. You can't be, I've heard
It's
people on
interesting.
here talking about parents having their first spliff with their child or their first pint.
Yeah, there's
Now,
always people
you'll
that
probably
still have
argue
that.
with the pint one, but I still find them both as disagreeable.
Well, the interesting thing that I find interesting is you're pretty much under your parents' supervision until the age of 18, but you can legally give birth to a child at the age of 16 and be a parent.
Yeah.
That's just doesn't make sense to me. Surely the age that you you're no longer legally need to be sort of looked after by your parents should be the age that you become allowed to vote, allowed to do this, do that. You know what I mean?
How
if you're old enough to be a
can a
parent
child be at
16,
16, Jimmy?
all I'm saying is the legal age of consent should be 18. If you can be a parent at 16 and you can't vote, and even though you're a parent, the moment you become a parent, you should be, classed as an adult. So basically, all they're saying is children can legally.
I don't agree with that, Jim. If someone's had a child at 16, I disagree that I don't think they should be called an adult because.
No, I don't think they should be either. That's my point.
They've had a child at a young age like that. I don't think they should be called an adult.
My point is that they should be. The legal age of consent should be the age you become an adult, which is 18.
Yeah. Smiler says children being parents is wrong and the law needs changing. I agree, Jimmy. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Unfortunately, they do get some young teenage girls or younger than not even get pregnant, because the way society is going, it's weird. There's nothing like the times when we grew up because we're old, but unfortunately it happens, and then things can go right, but things can go very, very wrong.
To not force your kids too much to do the thing that's right. Make them plant the seed in their head so they think that they've decided to do that themselves. The more you say this is no good, that's wrong, that's bad, they're like, why? Why is it so bad? Let's have a little taste, see what it's really like.
What do you think on this law passing now that a woman now is a natural born woman and not a transgender? Do you think that's
Why don't they make their own safe spaces? Why, if they've got to encroach on women? I've got nothing against people, but guess what? Some people feel uncomfortable with it, and they've got every right to feel the way they feel.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Would you want your little granddaughter or daughter to be anything where a man is fair enough? He's got the women's breasts, but he's still got the down below. Would you want your young child seeing that and getting
a bit like Jimmy's wife? A little bit of both.
Do you know what I mean?
Sorry, Jimmy.
Why is it all right for them to encroach on ours?
I think at last there's common sense amongst the laws to come out and say this, because a man, no matter what he's at, if he's had his tackle cut off and he's got breasts, he's still a man genetically. He's still a man. And none of them should go into the women's toilet, and none of them should compete in women's sports. It's unfair, and well, I tell you, if I was in a park somewhere and somebody like that tried to go to the toilet and my granddaughter was in there, there's no way they're passing me. I can tell you that now. No way at all.
It's not as defining as one would think. It defines that there are only two genders, which is a good thing. Yep. That's a very, very good thing. And the NHS came out yesterday making a statement stating that it makes their life a lot easier to be able to just call it one or the other. It doesn't, unfortunately, affect trans rights. Those trans rights still exist. Yeah. And this is the bit that troubles me. I mean, don't forget this has happened under a Labour government. Labour don't do anything for no reason. Lefty fucking retards will do everything that they can to align the minorities
And I think this is another thing that goes back to parenting, right? I think you actually spoke about this the other day to Reese Vincent, right? I heard you talking about it to Reese, or you pulled Reese up on it. Because Reese had apparently changed his ways, but I think it was something to do
Yeah,
with
this a couple of months ago. This was Ty.
Yeah. But I think it's down to parenting, isn't it? You know,
It
I
is.
don't know how old what sort of parent bracket, what years these parents are actually born in, but when they're allowing their children to be called a cat or a dog or something totally fucking irrelevant, why aren't they being parents to me and telling their child, look, you're not this, you're not that, you're a little girl or you're a little boy, you know? Why are people letting their children do these things? I just don't understand it. Maybe it's my age and I'm fucking stupid, but I just don't see it, you know. I can't agree with it.
Mr. D says, I personally don't need a court to tell me what a woman is. Problem, reaction, solution, all planned. You lot getting played. Well, we're not getting played, Mr. D, because I think it's fair to say, including me, most of us here didn't even know that this Supreme Court action was going on. I maybe have heard it in passing 3-4 years ago. It's been going on for 5 years. It's involved 5 judges, and they've made the right decision at the end. So nobody's getting played. I think it's a result for women. It's not really a result for trans. Well, they're crying like bitches about it, so it's not a result for trans. It's not a result for society really either. So I agree with you on sort of that edge.
Listen, this talk figure, they've never even asked for their own spaces to be made, like toilets for them or anything. They've never
Well,
even...
women have been demanding their own spaces for years, Rach. Let's not be hypocritical. You've been demanding to access our areas, but fuck us off from your areas. You've been demanding equal pay for less work. You've been demanding equal rights within the courts for less logic or reasoning behind it. And you have it. You have female privilege now, which is.
I think Rich is right in what she's saying, or Rich is definitely right in what she's saying. Look, you can call yourself whatever you want to. You can be whatever you want, but don't push it onto other people. Other people don't have to go by the way you want to go. You know, if you want to be called a dog, don't expect me to call you a dog or it or I. And use your own fucking toilet. If you've got a third toilet for these people, then have it.
This was my point earlier when I asked Rach whether women should have the vote, because I was hoping the conversation would steer to what Mr. D makes a reference to there. We only have all of this LGBT bullshit, all of this trans bullshit, all of this fucking map and pedo bullshit in society now because of daft women voting for it, Rach. If you look at the landscape, when only men vote,
they're actually stop. I mean, sports participants are saying, "Look, I'm not competing." They're actually standing up and actually doing it now and saying, "No, that's a man. I'm not doing this. I'm not playing this tennis or in rugby or wrestling."
Well, of course, but only they miss out, Tyrone.
Look at the state of that boxer's
Yes, but this is the thing.
The sport still continues
until they stand up and do it. I was watching something the other day. There was a pool competition, and it was all women's final, and the one was a trans person, and the girl in the final said, "I ain't playing him.
In a pool competition.
What happened? He got up and he packed his stuff and he walked away from the competition. The guy did. So until people start standing up, even if they lose out for a short time, if they don't stand up, it's going to keep on happening.
Well, yeah, especially if they made it through.
And, you know, even though they lose out initially, something will turn around. And let me just answer.
They will get a lot of views.
Let me say, Dodge says, if trans have their own toilets, then you still get women and men in the same toilet. Yes, but the difference is then, Dodge, they want to be in there. They want to be in there. Nobody wants them in with a little girl in a toilet.
Can you imagine Stalin taking a whiz next to a tranny next to you?
Yeah, well.
Like I say,
Hope you're well.
I've got nothing against trans people or anything. And if they wanted to put a petition up or something, I'll gladly sign it for them to get their own spaces and everything.
Exactly. I rest my case, Mr. D.
Do you know what I mean? I will gladly back them up. But what I won't have is, why is it's wrong for the women to shout out about it, but yet if it was the shoe was on the other foot and it was encroaching on men's side, I can guarantee you.
Wouldn't
men
matter. Wouldn't matter. Men are not intimidated by these things, Rachel. I'd like to go back to the point when I said earlier that should women have the vote? Because I'm sorry to say this, Rach, but women are daft enough to balk and complain once their activities are encroached upon by trans. You will complain and try to get them removed from the sport, and that kind of direction is where we're heading now legally, so that's a good thing. But you also stated straight afterwards that you would fully support them in their journey to reach their own level of what they consider to be trans rights. Well, I ask you a question, Rach. Where are men's rights? Where are children's rights? Where are women's rights? Why are we pushing for some degenerate who dresses up in his dead mother's frilly dress, walking down the street with his tackle hanging down? Why are we pushing to support that kind of behaviour?
I'm not saying what you think I'm saying. What I'm saying,
you said exactly what I said.
If they want,
you are going to fully support them.
Hold on a minute. If they want a chance to get their own toilet,
well, they could have done that anyway.
And all things that's what I'm saying. It's never been tried, and people have pulled.
Maybe they should be given disabled stickers.
They had no intention of doing that, Rachel. Sorry to argue with you, but their whole intention from the start was to move into the women's realm.
And when it comes to the vote, I don't give a flying fuck either way, because I don't vote anyway. I don't vote. And I'm a woman, and I'm telling you, I don't vote. Why? Because they all say the same shit time and time fucking again, but change the words to make it sound good. So that's why I don't fucking vote. Because none of them, they all say the same fucking shit. They'll say whatever they want, they'll tick all the boxes for you. And then as soon as they get into power, just like fucking Stormer did.
Well, that's your reliance on politicians.
I mean,
that's
like, vote. So take away my vote. I don't give a shit about voting. Life for me does not revolve around fucking voting, right? And if somebody wants a hand to get something in platform, which then is stopping it encroaching on somebody else, then yes, I will help them do that. If it means other people don't have to witness what they would have had to witness, then yes, I will help safeguard them and fucking push for them to get their own spaces, so then they don't have to make other people feel uncomfortable. There you go. And like I say, I don't vote.
Spot on, Shaz. So, unfortunately, it's a thing. To me, it's a sickness, and I think a lot of people do it because
abuse it.
Yeah, there's a loophole because I honestly believe that a lot of these people that are saying they're trans are perverts, and this is a way of gaining access to the areas they wouldn't usually be allowed to get into. So
prison.
That's why, like Rachel said, a third toilet, men, women, trans, and you use that and just stay away from every fucker else, and that'll be fine. Call yourself what you like, do what you like, but don't push it on everybody fucking else. And that's what's happened all over the world. They try and push this narrative onto every fucker.
That's why I'm glad in the UK they've banned, apparently, if this is true, till the age of 18. Puberty blockers. You can't get puberty blockers now under the age of 18 now.
And
you can in many countries.
Oh yeah,
I watched a doctor on a chat show the other day. She's all for the trans and everything, and she's all for giving puberty blockers to children.
No, that's right.
And this is a doctor.
Children should be children. If it is 18 in this country, to be making their own mind, then that's when they should do it. Not because you've got some fucking crackpot fucking parent who lives in the fucking flower power age and is still peace man and all that shit. Then no, I am so fucking glad that puberty blockers have been banned in the UK till that age 18. Then once they're 18, if they want to take them, that is entirely up to them. They've got their own mind and they can make it up. But until then, no.
I think it was Charlie Kirk. I think either Charlie Kirk, is that the American guy? I think so, or one of the others out there on a campus, and he was saying that they were giving puberty blockers to children, and when they get to a certain age, they realise in their heads, you know, I'm not a woman, I'm not this, I'm a boy, or I'm a man, or whatever, and then like they can't change things back, and you know, they end up topping themselves, you know. Fucking sad situation, just because they're allowing children access to these fucking silly things, you know. Absolutely
I don't agree with it. I just think let kids be kids. Let them be.
Yeah, let children be children.
Childhood.
Yes. But that takes us on to a different train of thought. There is no childhood today. They all come home from school and they're straight upstairs on their laptops, on their computers, or their phones. They don't go out and you know, play like we did as kids. You know what I mean? It's a different time. And they go to school, they come home, they're on their laptops. They're in school on the break, they're on their phones, you know. So there isn't any sort of, like a lot of kids now, they go to football or they go to netball or whatever, you know. But they still do that. I don't know if they do, because they spend more time indoors, you know. But
so Rachel, there is a political movement which still exists to this day. It's called PI. It's the Paedophile Information Exchange. So back in the 80s, Labour under I can't remember who was the Prime Minister, but one of the MPs, a lady called Harriet Harman, was pushing for the age of consent for children to come down to 10 years old.
Wow.
So this thing kind of came and went. It never really caused a media storm at the time. It kind of came out in the mid-90s, and nothing really came of it then. So that suggests that views on paedophilia had relaxed. I know it's a strange thing to state. So PI still actively are active within the Labour Party. There were at last year's Christmas party and each Christmas party before that. So would you find yourself at some point in the future, Rachel, supporting or just saying that they at least deserve to do whatever they want to do as long as it doesn't infringe on everyone else? Do you think it's fair to say that you might at some point support PI or MAPS, as it's called, minor attracted persons? Do you think you might support that kind of behaviour?
Oh, absolutely no. No one would.
Well, that's what we said about the gays. That's what we said about the gays 30, 40 years ago. It's what we said about the trans 20 years ago. Nobody would.
Jersey says,
but people are.
Enough, you have NAMBLA in the US. I don't know what that means. I'm waiting until you find out about the Prostasia Foundation. If you haven't heard of this thing, take my word for it. Google exists. Well,
not aware of any of those. Josie, pop up and just tell us what they are. I've heard of NAMBLA. I know it's sort of a degenerate aiming part of American politics, but very little about them.
Yeah, I mean, there is, to me, Vincent, a certain degree of sickness in the world today.
Sorry, were you talking to us? I had to dash out the room.
You piss off. I know exactly what you did. You muted yourself up. Fuck that. I'm not answering that bollocks. And you went and got yourself some cheesecake out the fridge, you fat cow.
Moo, fucking moo.
Deegan says, Ty, don't say
I
no.
don't like cheesecake. You could have fucking said Black Forest Gatto.
Rights. I don't know what MAPS was, Deegan. I don't know what MAPS says, Deegan, right? What's MAPS, Vincent?
Minor attracted persons.
Sickos,
it's kind of the hip new word for paedophiles.
Oh, right. Sickos.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. No,
rolls off the tongue better.
Fuck all them. Fuck them all.
But my fear is, and I know we do this loads on here, it's kind of a shock jock sort of angle, but we all felt the same about gay people once. Whether you like gay people or not, I don't care. I have my own thoughts. But we all thought the same thing about gays and lesbian relationships. You know, it was considered a degeneracy. Some still consider it to be so. Same with trans 20 years ago, Rach, you wouldn't have given your full support to Derek, who lived down the road, a retired trucker who decided to wear his dead mother's clothes 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You wouldn't have pushed your support towards him and wished him best. But now you do, whether that's societal pressure, whether that's because you've become a nicer person yourself, I don't know.
Tell you what, right? Why don't you, instead of asking me the questions, why don't you
She's too busy on that cheesecake.
Just give me exactly, tell me what it is you want me to see. Don't ask me any questions.
Are you saying you don't like my questions, Rach?
If you are trying to put words into my mouth, and guess what?
I'm not.
That ain't going to happen.
It's called
I don't
creative
care whether
conversation.
you like this or not, and I don't give a
What
fuck
do you
whether
mean
you
your own space,
like it or
Rachel?
not.
I think
Like
I've broke her, Jimmy. I think I broke Rach.
Yeah, broke.
I think
broke it.
She's still in first gear.
when you say they're on
she's still
space,
in
you mean
first
like
gear.
a prison or something like that? Like separate them from society.
What's that?
Well, if you separated the trans from society and gave them their own space, they won't be able to reproduce. Right?
Well,
For
not
30 years, they'll be all wiped
well,
out.
they don't reproduce anyway, Jimmy. It's like all the
Exactly.
gays; they're sort of dying out slowly. You know, the odd ones that manage to adopt an African child to abuse. But I'm not asking them to be. I just want them to do what they do privately. I do what I do privately. You know, I don't push my.
What do you do privately?
Well, exactly, Jimmy. I ain't going to fucking tell you that, because my view is that people should do it privately and not fucking tell the world.
Yeah, you can do it privately. You don't even tell it.
But it involves gimp suits and inflation, Jimmy. But apart from that, mind your business.
Oh, she'll be hanging around with Sidon.
Is he a weirdo?
I'll send you the photographs.
Well, he's a bondage master.
It's got a flasher Mac, you know, Jimmy.
You know those old World War II
flash at people in private.
black gas masks with
And
the
you do
pipe
that in
that goes
private?
around the back of the neck.
That is very hard to get my head around.
Nathan will be talking about that for the rest of the day now.
Some of your kids will be listening to this.
I think whatever your lifestyle choice is, it's possible to keep it to yourself and just do what you do and crack on. You know, once you feel that your lifestyle is so important, has so much significance, that you have to physically force your views on other people, and also force them to understand it and accept it and play along with your silly little fucking games.
But this is it now, right? I was totally oblivious to these people until I seen a program on TV about these people that dress up in rubber outfits. You know, they squeeze into these rubber outfits as dogs or cats, and they get off on it. I don't know if anybody else seen that program or it's a documentary.
There's some strange people out there.
And I thought, well, I was oblivious to this, and now I know they exist. I thought, now it's got me thinking, what the fuck is going on, you know?
Yeah.
Before I ever seen it, I was totally unaware and didn't give a fuck about it. But now they put it on TV, I thought, fucking
I just can't believe the amount of things that I'm not allowed to say now, which I remember 23 years ago before I left England. I couldn't
You can
say
say anything, Jimmy, as long as you're not offending anyone. You can say anything. You have
I
freedom
know, I'm
of
shocked.
speech.
It's what's
You're
perceived
not free to
be
just
hate.
offend people for your own personal reasons. You
It's
can
like-
be offensive
yeah.
if there's context.
If it's, you know, if it's out there, it's true. And as long as you're not making stuff up, Jim, when you're talking about these people, then it's fair enough, you know.
Yeah, well, I just grew up in a world where you could take the piss out of people and insult them, and
You still
you
can.
just give it to them back.
Yeah.
No, people can get arrested and charged
You
over
can-
it.
you can
It's
still do that,
to
Jim.
be
You
hate.
can still do that. You can still do that today. I mean, it's
Well,
making
there's
it
a lot
more
of things I
difficult
can't
for
say on
everyone.
here even.
No, but you
I
can say it
reckon
on your own
corporations
channel.
have had a lot to do with this.
You could say it on your own channel, no?
I could do. I won't have a channel for much longer.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a strange world we're living in, and that's a fact, you know. It's getting too strange, too weird, you know. I mean,
Well, at
one of
one
the things I
point,
heard the other day about
bubble will break.
they were talking about deportation on a panel the other day. I think it was who is the fellow from the north and went from the Conservatives to Reform? What's his name? Lee Anderson, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I like him.
And he was asking the immigration lawyer who was defending the people to stay in the country, why can't they be sent back to Iran? And the simple answer was Iran won't take these people back. They won't let them get, once you fly them there, they won't let them get off the plane. So because Iran won't take these people back now, we're fucking lumbered with them. You know?
Well, they should be treated as criminals because they came here illegally.
Well, I thought that's what the word illegal meant.
Exactly.
Unlawful.
My problem with that is that I don't think your average Iranian is much to worry about. I know a few myself personally. Whereas there are other nationalities which I do think needs questioning as to why their country are not taking them back or we're not sending them back. But these issues are not raised politically because it's tender ground, you know.
Yeah, it is.
That's the thing, Vincent.
I reckon they need to be changed.
Issues like this, and the rape gangs and in Parliament they're swept under the carpet. They're raised by
Cuba,
and then by the Labour Party they just swept under the carpet. You know.
Well, there was
one. Look what Trump done. He sent them all to El Salvador. There's always something that can be done. You got to protect your own country.
That's ground to a halt, Jimmy. They did a significant number, and there was also the kickback of a lot of illegals just headed for the border anyway. So there was an interesting twist on what happened at the start, but it's pretty much ground to a halt now.
Hasn't he sent troops out to the front line now, and he's going to treat it as a war zone or something? I was reading.
Yeah, that's what needs to be done.
The border is now fully staffed, so to speak.
But what I'm reading, these soldiers are allowed to shoot these people now.
Well, I don't think there has been any shootings, but that's always been the law in America. They can shoot whoever they fucking want. They need to justify it afterwards. First with the legal system, and then secondly with God. But
yeah. I think Poland are doing exactly the same thing with the barrier they've got up. They're taking it. They're being more forceful to people breaking through this barrier now. The soldiers there, you know.
Yeah. Well, my concern with Poland is Mark Carney, who was a banker. He was I don't know if anyone remembered. He was the head of the Bank of England for many a year, Mark Carney, and he's also involved with a lot of high-profile banking groups. So him being the president of Poland is a worrying thing.
What outfit have I got? I don't know what outfit have I got on Ferguson. What is that?
But there's a simple solution. You know, you can have either one or the other, a welfare state or immigration. You can't have both.
Mm-hmm.
If you ban or dismantle the welfare state, the immigration will stop almost immediately.
I'm totally in favour of refugees coming to the country. Totally in favour of somebody
What's
coming
a refugee, Tyrone?
Yeah. Well, I mean, people that are suffering in a war-torn country, if they're looking for sanctuary, yes, by all means, welcome these people. But anybody, let's call them the boat people, are economic migrants. They're coming here for all sorts of different reasons, and not because they're coming running from anything that's happening in their own country, you know. And if they're looking for a safe country, why aren't they stopping in France or any other European country they cross coming to get to the fucking to the shores of France to get across? You know?
It looks like we're going back in the EU then.
No, I don't think that'll ever happen.
My biggest concern with Carney Smiler is that he's coming in hard at the moment. I find that troubling. You know, they had a simple view on immigration before, just don't allow it. Now they're trying to ban it, and that troubles me greatly.
Smiler coming up again.
It's like France. Apparently, we're going to be doing a deal with France if it goes ahead, where they take one.
Yeah, it's me, Ty.
They take one boat person back, and any boat person that's got links, which could be family members in the UK, we have to take them in. So it's 1 for 1, swapping one out and bringing one back because they've got.
So the definition on that agreement is legal immigrant. So that legal immigrant has the right to come to this country already, Rachel. So what's the difference between them just jumping on a boat, spending 39 quid to get over on the Irish ferries, or if we allow them to come? What's the difference?
We're fucking allowing them, but anyway,
It's obligation. Obligation. They instantly join a queue where they receive, first and foremost, over any other indigenous populations here, i.e. as whiteys, they get housing, they get clothing, they get money, they get education, they get doctors, they get free driving lessons, they're given cars, they're given pretty much everything they need to catch up in society. That's the difference. Nobody wants to come over here legally. We come over here legally, you have to stay in an Airbnb or a cheap hotel in London, and you have to use your own money.
Yep. And like I say, smashing the gangs. How's that going for you, Stormer? I mean, you just keep saying you're smashing the drug gangs. You're still standing. It's still the same way, if not worse. So how, you didn't manage to smash the drugs gangs. So what makes you think you're going to be able to smash the boat gangs? Because when you take one away, about 20 other people are going to come in that person's place. Trust and believe that. It's never going to happen.
The boat gangs are the government, are the NGOs.
Probably.
They're the boat gangs.
Probably wouldn't surprise us, Smiler. Nothing surprises me. Fucking government. Nothing.
Right, where's the war-torn country?
I was getting to that, Smiler.
Yeah, we employed Abu Muhammad al-Jawlani, the leader of the HTS, to oust the leader of Syria, because we wanted to do it for Israel. So we put terrorists into Syria. We backed them, we supported them. So we're bombing them. I don't know how many bombing raids we've carried out this year and last year. I think this is the 6th prime minister to bomb Syria. America's bombing it as well. Israel's been bombing it as well. So it's a war-torn country because we're creating the death and destruction. So are we going to get thousands of Syrians coming to the UK because we're bombing Syria, and we employed the Taliban to go and take it out, or go and take the leader out?
How many Syrian refugees turn up on our doors, Smiler?
Thousands.
Very few. Very few. I think we received
Back
more Iranians. Iranians are quite to the top of the list,
Yeah, back at it, the Syrians were a lot earlier.
You got Afghans living next door to people.
They come in different waves, don't they? I mean, back originally, back in the 90s, it was the Romanians and the Romanian gypsies, which were all the pickpocketing gangs in London, And then it was, and then you had the Eritreans because they were all kicked out of. They were all kicked out of Israel. Israel wanted them, and then Israel kicked them all out. Then you had the Rwandans. I mean, our government wanted the Rwandans here. We supplied the knives for them to, to have all their fights.
Also, leaving a war-torn country.
You know it, Vincent. What was it? 100 tons of machetes, wasn't it? That we
they were made
for?
In China. How did we supply them? They were made in China. How did we supply them?
Everything's made in China.
We paid for them.
Oh, hey, Smiler, is it or Vega? You want to use my people answer? Is it true that China's got a hand in it's something to do with the last steel plant in Britain?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
They supply all of the
They own them. They own them, don't they? They own the steel.
They own
them.
Wow.
Excuse me.
Yeah, and India, which was Tata, owned the Port
Talbot one.
Yeah, Port Talbot. Well, Port Talbot was given. Yeah, they were given 500 million off Sunak. right? But they still shut down. And Land Rover, because they were given another grant for electric Land Rovers, but they decided to pull out the country because of the price of electricity, and they were pulling out the country and building somewhere else. And Tater obviously shut down Port Talbot. Was it Port
still
Talbot?
open, Smiler. Still open, Smiler.
Oh, it's still open, is it?
Still open, yeah. But what they've done, they changed the blast furnaces to electric.
Right.
Yeah. They were forced to do from coal into electric blast furnaces.
But weren't they talking about closing it? The MPs were.
I know, yeah, but it's been open. I know there's still, my mate works there and he still talks of redundancies, but it's still open at the moment. Yeah, so I don't know what's in the pipeline, but it could well close. And
that's
you know,
when they all got dragged back to Parliament, that was what they were talking about, wasn't it? Some of the MPs were having questions. If you're going to put this money into the Chinese, what's going to happen with Port Talbot? Are you going to close it?
Yeah, I think there's another one. Is it Sheffield or something up that area?
Scunthorpe.
Yeah.
Scunthorpe, yeah. Well, there you go.
Scunthorpe area, yeah. That was the one that they've just called a Cobra meeting for, just before, because they were meant to be breaking up, and I think they've just had it on Saturday, just gone there. Apparently they were called into Parliament for it because apparently it's the last one. According to them, how true it is, I don't know.
China was just holding the UK to ransom for the latest supply of coal. That's all. The government had a meeting, Cobra meeting. They sort of cancelled the Easter break and all went back to work, or at least those interested parties, and decided to give China about 50% more than they would normally pay for the coal. That was all. China managed to butt fuck the UK yet again.
I know there was something about the steel plant up in
I got you, Alan.
Scunthorpe.
Now I understand, Alan. Yeah.
Scunthorpe area, yeah.
It was Scunthorpe. Tyrone, I've got to go. I've got to get off to church, and I suggest,
well, I won't be much longer myself.
I suggest most of the rest of you get yourself along to your local church and try and make amends.
Hell, it's a party town.
You especially, Smiler.
I'm going to hell. It's a party town. I want to party when I go.
Oh, you won't be happy there.
I'm agnostic.
There you go. You'll love a bit of hell, man.
Good day, good Friday, and good luck to you all, really.
Can't be good. Can't be good, be careful.
Thanks for the input, Vincent.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me on, Tyrone. It's lovely to see you back and all.
I shall most probably see you in the slide on another channel. When we
I shall see you on the killing fields this evening.
You'll be asleep this evening, Vincent.
Oh, I'm dead. I can't do it anymore, Smiler. I'm not conditioned for it.
You lay there sleeping next to JPM all night.
I know. What time did I wake up this morning? I woke up about 7 o'clock. 7:30, and there I was right next to JPM, and I panicked and I looked at you can see whether you're muted or not, and I looked. I thought, oh, thank fuck for that, I'm muted, because I do speak in my sleep. I speak a lot in my sleep. So
well, JPM's echo kept on piping in every so often.
Trying to get the sirens to wake you up.
You should never say that because panel hosts can unmute you now.
I'm in a really bad habit of going to bed quite early and getting a good night's sleep, so it's something I need to break if I'm going to continue with my YouTube career.
Good habits is you.
Love to all on the panel in the chat, unless Ubers is listening and he's still blocked. So not to you, you horrible bastard. But apart from that, good day, folks.
Yeah.
Later.
I'm a couple of minutes. I'll be gone. I've only got 20.
Yeah, Yogi clipped the whole live where people were talking, which was 10 minutes. With Dave's. The rest of it was all sleeping.
I know. Yeah, he clipped me, didn't he?
Yeah. I went back about.
Hey, not there. See you, brother.
He's enough.
Got you, man.
Oi, nah.
That's the man. Sound as a pound of sky. On the good ends. How are you doing, that mate? Good to
I'm
see you,
all
brother.
good. How's you lot doing?
Yeah,
Hey, all
well,
good.
I'm
What are you
okay.
having fish and chips today, love?
Fish and chips on a
Is
little
anything
dip.
open?
Friday. It's Good Friday. I meant eat fish on Friday. On
Is there
Good
any
Friday.
chip shops
A lot of
open on it's
people
a
are
bank
eating
holiday,
fish
isn't
today,
it?
I don't get it.
Well, all my chip shop's open. I'll be going up there shortly for
Isn't
fish.
it? It's a bank holiday, so I don't know if anything's open.
Yeah,
It'll
our
be
chips.
Over here, it's open.
service. It'll be like a Sunday service. If anywhere's going to be open, it'll be hours between the hours of 10 and 4. Now,
Have a Chinese takeaway. Have a Chinese takeaway. They'll be open. Don't celebrate Easter.
nah, I'm having fish and chips. You have fish and chips on a Good Friday, love. It has
I might have a cooked dinner today. Not sure. I might have a cooked dinner. I don't know. See what she says.
Tempted to have scorpion or cockroach.
Hot mushy peas and some fucking batter on it. Oh, lovely. Lashings of fucking vinegar, lashings of salt and everything.
What's going on here? I'm tempted to have a scorpion or a cockroach. I haven't decided yet. Celebrate it southeast style.
No, it's got spiders.
Oh yeah, looks tasty. So you dinner.
Yeah, man.
Big up the spiders.
Deep fat fried spider.
In batter. Don't forget the batter.
Don't forget the batter. I'll scrap
Okay, on war-torn countries, if, for example, it's the law that you have to fight for your country and you don't want to fight for your country, so you run to, say, England, does that will make you a criminal in that country? So that will make you, an illegal migrant, huh?
Actually, has anybody seen that program that these young kids have done? They've left the country, they've pretended to give up that thingy, and they're going to do it the way these people are coming across, and to see if they can get back to the country.
Two ex-Royal Marines did it not long ago, and they did a TV on Channel 4, didn't they?
Well, swim across.
No, they stayed in the camps, and then they came across in a boat.
Yeah, they come across through the way these boat people come. But
I was thinking of doing it the opposite way, so, like get a dinghy, go to France, and see if I can get an hotel for the weekend or something. Know what I mean?
Yeah. England.
Well, you're not in France. You get tent city in France.
Yeah,
I don't know the tent. I like.
But if our government really wanted to stop it, right, all they got to do is put sanctions and tariffs. Put sanctions and tariffs on France, right? Every bit of cheese, every bit of fruit and vegetable, every car, every engine, everything that France sells to the UK, if we hit tariffs on it, yeah, they're soon going to fucking stop letting.
There's another way you could stop it.
But there's
That's just by cutting their funding when they come here.
Exactly.
If you cut their money, they're not going to want to come in. Why do they want to come in? They're not going to get to a cold country, and they come from a hot country.
I've seen a graph, right? A graph done on people on benefits in this country. Congo. People from Congo that are coming into this country are at the top, on number 1. Their percentage is very, very high. You see us, we're at the last. We are last on it. We're not even halfway along the one above us. We don't
See what happens if you talk to older people.
Do you know what I mean? So people in the UK people are the minimum people that are on benefits. Those born and bred in Britain. It's Congo. Then you've got all the other fucking countries, and we are last on the list when they've broke it down into geographics and everything, where people are coming from. And Congo is the highest.
Yeah, Miss Scottish. It was in 1984, I think it was. They drew up the paperwork. They worked out which countries were going to take how many, etc., and it was called replacement migration. And it was replacement migration agreement, but drawn up between all countries, stating how many people each country was going to take per annum. And then in 1998, it was rewritten again. And you know, I downloaded all the PDFs and we did it.
I know, Storm, I fought for them. Storm, I fought for them. We fought for them in there to have the right that we have as soon as they step foot on one of our shows. You know what I
I
mean?
quite like the way Trump deals with it. He's changed it from a migration to an invasion. Bring all your troops back and secure your fortress before sending them out to other countries.
All these people that you think are going back, that they've captured and everything, no, they're volunteers. Why? Because they've
How much is it?
their pocket money in their pockets. But you know what makes me laugh is we built all these buildings out in Rwanda to send them, right? Now, Germany was one of the countries that was against with doing it. So when Labour came in, they scrapped it. It was actually starting to work. Not as quick as what they wanted, but some of the...
I know, Rwanda, right there. Rachel, that was all farcical. That was just wasting money, giving the country false hope, right? Because the United Nations declared Rwanda as an unsafe country. People say it was the ECHR, but it wasn't the ECHR. It was the United Nations that wouldn't allow us to send people to Rwanda.
Did the UK build any facilities before they weren't going to send them there?
Will you shut up and let me finish?
They built massive, great housing places which they've sold off before they actually finished building them.
There you go. Can I fucking finish what I was going to say? Right. What I was going to say was Germany, who was against we, right, who said when Conservatives were pushing for this, were against we. Now they've scrapped it because Labour scrapped it. Now Germany is looking in to taking it over. Now we are the laughingstock of the whole fucking world because we built those houses with fucking taxpayers' money. And now a country that opposed it was one of the other countries, along with others, opposed it was Germany. Now Germany wants to send all their illegal immigrants there to sit there while they process them. So in other words, they're going to sit there for the rest of their lives because they'll never get processed. Do you know what I mean? Well, they're laughing fucking stock. So yeah.
Yep. Well, I reckon all illegal refugees should be taken to Cuba and vetted. And if you want to apply for refugee status, it's a little bit difficult. You know, you have to have all your documents. You have to prove that you're legitimately not safe to go back. I mean, like you said before, like we were sent to Afghanistan to fight the Taliban. So what happens if those Taliban decide, oh, it's not safe, we're losing. We can go and surrender in England. And I've heard people that have served in Afghanistan have ended up coming back home and living next door to the people they were fighting against. So, you know, what is an unsafe country?
But isn't the whole meaning of refugee where they just come in and seek refuge and then leave once it's...
Well, yeah, if they do that, then they should have to update their status every, I don't know, 6 months, a year. They shouldn't be given the same rights as an English national. They should have some rights, to do basic things. But, given free stuff, no, they need to benefit the country, not take from the country.
Yeah.
You come here as a guest, you have to earn your place. And if you do really well and you really like it here, you're a really good asset for the country, then maybe you could apply for citizenship. But you have to earn it.
I know India, you can't, if you're an Indian national, you can't have dual citizenship because isn't Rishi Sunak's wife?
A lot of countries can't, yeah. Germany can't either.
Well, with Rishi Sunak's, she's got up until, I think she's got about a couple of years left in this country before she's got to start paying full tax. Because at the minute, she's only paying tax on what she earns, like here. So any of her businesses and that, she just gets tax on what she earns here. Another thing about, like I say, it's what is it? I think they pay something like 30 grand or something. It's like a loophole. It's a loophole in the thing where she's got to leave by the 16th consecutive year out of 20 she's got to leave by the 16th year out of 20 consecutive tax years.
Oh, fuck, the tax year number of seats.
Yeah, 2011, 2013, something like that. But she pays bare minimum tax in this country.
Right, people are going to disappear. So, Smiley, throwing a live out?
I wasn't planning one.
Well, for people to go somewhere. Rich, what about you?
Smile, I can do it.
All right.
No one asked me.
Well, say your goodbyes, people, because I'm going to head off to
Have a good Easter, everybody.
Have a good Easter. If you can't be good, be careful.
Yeah.
Don't get caught.
Thanks for popping up, everyone. Thanks for popping up, you lot.
No
All right, thanks for having us, Tyrone.
No problem. No problem.
Cheers,
Rich. Cheers. Cheers, Smila. Cheers, Rich. There you go, people. That's me done for today. And let me just say this. One thing I don't advocate on my channel is talking about children. Now, we talked a lot about children today, but in a context different to personal people's children, other people's families. So it's just children in a wide spectrum, saying what we think about the voting age and other things, you know. But like I always say, do your own research and anything spoken about here today. Don't take everything as granted. We're all adults. You can make your minds up what you believe is right or what you believe is wrong. So on that basis, I will say, have a good Easter, everyone. But be kind to those that are kind to you. And if they're not, fuck them. So as we say in Wales, oil fawr, which is goodbye. I'll catch you soon. Big up the chat. Big up my mods. And God bless you all and have a great Easter. I'm out of here. Take care, everyone. God bless.